and 1. We should now be here. I'm going to wait until the monkeys are around, but everyone looks like they're in the right places anyway. I can see from over there. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us. Hello. Welcome to Band of Badgers. I am Dave, your game master and host for this campaign. And what should I say? Oh, this is our Scarlet Citadel series, supported by our friends over at Kobold Press, which make fantastic books like this. I'm going to show all my notes. Look, I've got to show all my notes. There you go. There it is. Scarlet Citadel. And there's other stuff. I don't think you can see it. I've got some stuff up behind me. So please do go and check them out over at koboldpress.com. Now, joining me around the gaming table are my beautiful players. How are you all doing, players?
Doing good.
Doing good. Nice to hear.
Very good.
Yeah.
Good. Clint is just waking up. That's why he sounds like that.
No, this is how I always sound.
Standard Clint.
Clint is over in Saturday already because he's in Australia. So he's on the other, literally the other side or below. I don't know where down under. Where is it? Wherever that is.
It's on the other side of the circular planet that we live on.
There you go. Not the dark side of the moon.
Unless
of course, circular still implies that I've just said we're flat because it's cliche.
Unless, I was going to say, unless of course you think we're a flat Earth. So, in which case I don't exist. Or if you follow that idiot Scottish kid.
Now, each session, well, not every session, but most sessions, we get joined by a special guest player. And it's usually someone that I've spotted around the TTRPG community. Now, I may have spotted them, or they may have spotted us, and have asked to come and join us. But this time, we are joined by Ian Baird, none other than the Dragonborn Bard, who you can find him on Instagram. As you can see, it's kind of just in his little window there that I've put him in. You can kind of see the bookcase. He does lots of 3D printing. He does lots of miniature painting. He does the daily dice roll, which is actually quite pretty good to watch. Actually, just like, oh, there he is. What did he get? Oh, he got a 7. Okay, moving on. As you kind of browse through everything, so do go check him out, the Dragonborn Bard. Ian, how you doing?
Yeah, I'm really good, thank you, Dave. Really, really good. I'm excited to be here.
Cool.
Obviously, it's just pretty cool. I've been following Scarlet Citadel, and I'm glad to be taking part in it.
And the players will get to find out who Ian is when we start the game. We'll get there at some point. Now, before we get into the game, as I just mentioned, let's quickly go around the table. And let's start with Randy.
Hey, everybody. I'm Randy Alvarenga. I am a TTRPG streamer and actor based here in the Pacific Northwest of the United States of America. And I play Theodore, our lovely noble rogue.
The noble rogue. Nice.
He wants to be. He wants to be.
Yeah.
Over to you, Josh.
Hey, Josh McGuire. I run a board game, tabletop game review channel called The McGuire Review. You can find that on the interwebs. And I play a goblin rogue named Smigs. That is currently a giant ooze. So,
yes, he is.
Pretty awesome.
I'm just waiting for the attacks. I've sent Josh.
I've got some attacks tonight. We've got some really, really awesome attacks. Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
Clint.
Hi, I am Clint. I am the community manager for Ardent Roleplay. We create immersive AR, augmented reality assets for tabletop role-playing games. So you can, if you're a DM, you can make your game a lot more fun by making everyone that get on the same page and seeing some really fun augmented reality. We've got a lot coming up this month. Join our Discord. We've got some games that we've got planning if you're interested in checking out what we do with the game. And I am playing Galen, our wizened wizard.
Cool. We need to put that wisdom to the test. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think we have.
He's been killing it.
I did talk Smigs into drinking a potion that turned him into an ooze.
You did.
Which is obviously great for us, actually.
With help, you know.
We're just gonna have to see what happens today.
We'll see how that turns out.
Yeah.
Let's hope it's not permanent, Josh.
We have
Yeah.
a trap finder in Randy, and Clint fulfills the good ideas role. I mean, there's the bacon.
The notorious bacon from the very
notorious
first
bacon.
episode.
Yeah.
Bacon incident, yeah.
That's where it all started, was with the bacon.
Then there's the potion, because that did help us last week. You sucking up all their moosies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's genius.
Daddy.
It was a pretty epic battle, that I gotta say.
Yeah.
I was terrified at first, not gonna lie.
Randy's more worried about his clothes than anything else.
I'm sure they'll be clean when they come out.
But they're gonna be all, well, yeah, they're gonna be acid burnt, aren't they? We have to work out how we get around that.
They were fixed. Then I fixed his hat.
Oh yeah, that's right. Using mend. Blimey.
Yeah. Yep.
First time it became useful.
But they did also promise me a hat. There was a promise of a hat in the future.
Oh, we're gonna buy you. We've got to buy him a new hat. That's right.
See,
Some sort of magical affair.
we haven't played for a couple of weeks, but all those, you owe me a hat. Yeah, now I remember.
It's written right here.
Yeah, that's what we like. Player notes. That's what they're there for. And Steve, who are you?
Yes.
Where can people find you? Nowhere. man.
Here. They can find me here. Nowhere else. Don't exist. I'm Steve. I'm the other half of Badgers. I do most of the sci-fi GMing. So Eberron, Alien, and Starfighter. So you'll find me on Band of Badgers. Like I say, you won't find me anywhere else. I don't have any social media accounts. Because I don't have a reason.
He's off the grid almost.
Yeah, I do have electricity though.
Oh, there you go. That's plugged into the neighbour's house.
Yes, it is.
So if you didn't see him here, you wouldn't even know he existed, like many of us on the planet. But there we go. So
I'm playing Oregon, by the way.
I know that, Steve.
I just explained it to the other people.
Oh, it's just the other people. That's fine. If you're watching this on YouTube, you've missed out on joining us live, because live people, write in chat. If you want to help the players, let them know. If you think there's a trap, if you think that
Scarlet
If you want
Socially a trap.
Theodore to walk into the trap, you can also say that.
Yeah.
Every time you say that, you've got to do an Admiral Akbar.
it's a trap.
It's a drop.
It's a trap. Right. So help them out. They're going to need it. So please do keep the chat coming. If you're watching this on YouTube, you can still type in chat. It probably won't work anymore because we finished playing.
But you can try.
Yeah, you can try. But leave your comments below. That'd be fine. Now, are we ready? Are we ready? Now,
I hope so.
As we'll ever be.
we're going to do a little bit of recap. So, the last episode, it's been a couple of weeks. The party is kind of split because the next events are all going to happen simultaneously. So, I'll switch the map around so you can all see it. So bear with me, because I've always got to push a couple of buttons before this kind of works. And hopefully we are all in the right positions. Yes, we are.
And while you do that, then I'll try and remember what we did last time.
Okay, I was going to do the recap, but okay, Steve, if you want
Well,
to.
while you push the buttons.
I've pushed them. It's a button. You push it. It's not like... It's not got,
I'd moved into that alcove just in front of us, and Smigs had just moved past me.
Yes.
I went into the other room yelling that we needed whoever the scientist magician lady was who was in the other room. Like, I was in there, like, on the ground. I remember rolling and doing well. I couldn't tell you what I had, though.
So, exactly that. So, Theo is about to go in the room. He's literally opened the door and seen what's inside. Oregon over here. We'll come back to him. Galen and Smigs. So, is this where you kind of see yourselves, guys?
I can't remember if I was there or if I was up
Yeah, no, he
closer.
just passed. He was
Okay.
just past
So
me.
we'll
Yeah,
get,
I moved up.
We'll get to
Yeah.
that bit then, because all of
Okay.
this stuff is going to happen simultaneously. Now, we can't do that from where we are, so we're going to concentrate on certain people first. Okay, so we're gonna. This is going to take a while. So for those of you who are not active in this part, sit back, relax, enjoy the scene, use chat to maybe help your player colleague friend. But Randy, Theo, we're going to start with you. Now,
Flick.
I'm trying to
gonna
remember
start
everything
with
I
your
said last
death
time.
first.
Yep.
I like said an entire thing, and now I'm trying to remember what it was.
Yeah.
So, as you...
There's
This is-
YouTube, Brandy. Just scrub it to the
Yep.
end.
So as you step into the room, you've been in this chamber before, so you've got these huge vats of ooze, which are now pretty much empty because Smigs sucked everything up. And this was full of slimes and everything else. Now, standing on the other side of the room is the woman that you've been following. And did I actually do that? I did. I removed my post-it note that I needed to keep it in place. There it is. Right, put my post-it note back in there now. There we go. Is the mad scientist woman, and you can see her. There is a secret door that is now open, and you can see as you've opened up this and entered into the room, the other side of the room, you see her drag what appears to be a chair with wheels, little caster wheels bolted on, and tied to this chair with various straps is a small halfling. River, played by Ian, would you just quickly like to describe yourself, what they can actually see, please?
Yeah, so River is he's a stout halfling, so short, shorter than a dwarf, quite stocky, but it's not muscle. It's probably a bit more fat than anything. He's like completely strapped to the chair, arms and like chest and everything is like rigid in a position. He's got like very basic attire, so like a loose white shirt, which is underneath a faded brown waistcoat with these like matching trousers, and these like big hairy feet kind of sticking out from the bottom of them, obviously not wearing shoes or anything. He's got like messy brown kind of mud mottled hair and these big fat mutton chops.
Cool. So Theo, you see her dragging him out, strapped to this chair.
Dragging him towards where?
Just to out further out into the room. Let me grab a chair for you.
Okay.
So she's dragged him out of a secret room over this area. Just drag him out over to here.
All right. So Theodore takes a breath, has this entire vision of like having run into the room and yelled stuff, and he's like, okay, that's how it's gonna go, right? Not knowing, runs into the room, sees this, and he's like, oh, a person. Excuse me. I'm sorry to be back. I know we offended you, but you have to come and see the ooze. The ooze. It's grown.
What?
It's your genius.
Well, I know I'm a genius. That's why I was there. But why?
Because only you can really understand what it's doing. None of us really know what to do. You have to come and check it right now before it goes crazy.
Look, I can't. I just have
Yeah,
to
you
finish
have
what I'm
to.
doing here. Like everything can wait a moment. I mean, I'm so tired of you volunteers who've been sent down by Kargoth. Can't you just give me a moment of peace? You rush me out of one room experiment, you rush me onto this one, and you see from
But
her...
what if this experiment goes away? If you don't hurry to it right now, right this moment, I'm sure it will. It'll just.
I must do this, otherwise this experiment right here will perish.
I try. Oh.
And you see how she pulls open a pouch on her hip, and she pulls out a very long kind of test tube syringe. and she grabs hold of the halfling tied to the chair, and she plunges it quite, not very gently, into his arm and just pushes it down. And you see this green liquid.
Oh no.
Oh no.
And the character, the halfling who you see sitting in the chair, just starts to shake.
And then I start backing up. maybe, yes. When as soon as you can. And I'm gonna run back because I can't really save him by myself.
Okay, so you run back. Let's deal with this. So we're gonna put you there. Now we're gonna crack over to Oregon.
Yes.
Now, where we left you were looking at this kind of like a storeroom area. Okay, so barrels of drink, water. Some is nice, some is not so nice. But you found on the floor there was like a puddle of blood, and this, while you were looking at boxes and crates and things and searching through, this puddle of mud started to slowly move towards you.
Yeah.
First of all, as liquid, and then it starts to rise up and kind of like like a different kind of form. It's made. I'm just going to say this. It's made up of blood, gore, saliva, stomach juices, all the kind of liquid parts that a body could be done.
My passive perception is 14.
Okay, that is
just so you know.
That is a fail. So as this is oozing up quite silently behind you, it then wraps itself. It doesn't acknowledge. It doesn't wait. It wraps itself around you, and instantly, as this thing starts to try to force its way into your eyes, your ears, your mouth, up your nose, you get that metallic taste. This is blood. This is gore, and it's right there. It's pretty foul. So this thing just wraps its gore body around you. And you go silent. Okay.
I'm having alien flashbacks.
I was picturing Venom, like the symbiote.
Yes,
attaching.
it's very like. But this one is just like wrapped him up. This one is, wrapped him up completely. Now, we're going to cut over to Smigs and Galen over here. So Smigs, who is now an ooze.
Just chilling.
So, Galen, you walk around the corridor perfectly fine. You walk around the corner with your pointy stick. You walk around the corner perfectly fine. You go over to here. You see Oregon start to search some of the crates and things. You see Theo pass through the door. Okay. Smigs, you don't have eyes.
Right.
But your senses, this is a weird thing. You're kind of feeling yourself for the first time. You extend your senses outward. It's a bit like bat radar. Not exactly Daredevil, but you feel vibrations. You can feel hot and cold. You feel the stone on each side of the wall, and it goes, oh, okay, now if it's on the left and the right and below me and above me, I can go this way. There's no resistance, so I'm going this way. And you can feel the heat from Galen's body, and this something else. It's kind of like, not like a smell and not like a taste, but something which is his magical energy inside him, as well as the heat of his body. You can feel it, feel his blood pulsing around his body, almost like a vampire would be drawn to something. But you know who he is, and you know, well, that's not food. Now, at the same time, as you come around this corner, you sense something else. You can feel the vibrations of footsteps, many footsteps. They're fast, they're fleeting, they are organized, they're moving in unison. And for some reason, Whoops, I'm trying to move the camera without looking at it. There we go. Zoom. Trying to make sure everyone is in picture. It feels like it's coming from over here.
Okay. And I mean, I guess I can't sense like in the wall, or I just hear
You feel
footsteps.
So you're touching both sides of the wall as you come through this. You're moving the least resistance, okay?
Yep.
But something on this side of the wall, you can feel it. The vibrations moving, and they definitely seem. Oh, let's be pencil again. They seem to be gathering at this side. So something is definitely there.
Okay. The only two things I can sense right now are Galen as well as that.
Yeah.
I'll kind of, you'll see kind of like this, like I'll kind of extend out a little bit. Well, I guess I'm already touching the wall from where I'm at.
Yep.
So basically what I wanted to do is make sure I'm touching the wall, kind of see if I can feel the vibrations a little bit like deeper if I'm actually touching the wall.
Okay.
And then I'll extend another hand out towards Galen, just like kind of like this, to sort of try to signal like hold.
Yeah. Okay, so as it's a bit weird because it's like an out of body experience. But let's say, like, as you're touching the wall, you're searching for something, like you said. Now, you being a gelatinous cube, you can go through any, like a keyhole sign. You could ooze for a keyhole, and as you're searching, you start to feel that you're almost as if it was fingers going through something. Okay, and you find an opening to a hidden door.
Nice.
There you go.
Okay.
And you can feel it. Now, Galen, at this point, as you've been he's been shuffling around, and you've got some kind of like barrels and stuff behind you. You see from your vantage point there, you see Oregon get smothered by something. What do you want to do?
I'll move up to the right
Okay.
to Oregon, just up one, or outside the thing. And this thing is like obviously attacking him. So I guess I'm going to cast Magic Missile
Okay.
on the ooze part of it.
Okay. Now, the way we said we were going to be doing initiative is whoever starts the fight, that's where we start initiative from, and then we go basically round the clock. Okay. So after Galen, it will be me, and then we've got Oregon, Theo, Smigs, River, Galen. Okay, that's the initiative order.
Oh.
So we are now in initiative. So you do Magic Missile.
Yeah, and that's 12 points of damage.
Right, I'm just going to make a quick note. Okay, this is a creature that you can find in the Creature Codex. There you go. Also from Carwell Press. I won't tell you exactly what it is just yet. Okay, so you've...
Yeah.
Oregon, you feel the impact of these things. It doesn't hurt you, but you can feel this impact. What do you wish to do?
I'm going to try and break out of the grapple, please, because that's what I think is happening. Being smothered by some sort of massive muscular thing.
Go.
So I'll try and break the grapple.
I'm going to contest the grapple.
That is 14 in total.
Okay, I got 22, so...
Okay.
Right. You cannot escape. You try to
and
push,
I
and it's
can't.
just...
I can't speak either, can I?
No. So you cannot breathe, which is the main problem at the moment. You can push. It's like you're doing it, but it has no give. You're just moving like this, and it's still just coated you. Okay, so it's not like it's pushing and you can push back. This is there's nothing. You're just wrapped up in this weird blood and guts cocoon.
Okay, well that informs my action for next round. If I'm pushing out and it's like being stuck in a rubber balloon, then I'll try something different next time.
Okay, what I would like you to do though, first of all, it's kind of I'm going to take my go. You're going to take 4 points of damage. Now this is necrotic damage. Okay, and I want you to do a Constitution saving throw, please.
Before I take the damage, or as well?
Take the damage, and this is a Constitution saving throw of 13.
Okay, so is it poison?
No.
That is a 16 in total.
Okay, that is a pass. Well done. Okay. Ooh, it's tense.
As part of like my action after firing magic missile, I just yell out, "Theodore!"
That's handy. It's his go. So as you come back from screaming, you've just seen the halfling tied up. You close a door. You turn back and you see back down the corridor. Oregon is out of view right at the moment.
Right.
But you see Galen pointing in Oregon's general direction. You can't tell what the ooze is doing. The ooze is just oozing around.
Right. And not knowing that there's something over there at first. Like, I obviously see there's, like, something in that hallway that I probably don't want to go near. But I also go, we definitely don't want to go that way. There's a crazy lady in there with the halfling. What is it? And he walks towards the hallway where the little ooze thing, and he goes, oh, shit. And I guess he goes, like, I can tell it's probably my dwarf friend because it's probably not the tallest. So
you see him just like, this thing is just completely smothered him. And it's just undulating. I'm not the strongest. What can I do? I guess I'm going to go and try and stab it. Try to, like, cut it open. I guess what I'm trying to do is, like, carefully, not to hurt Oregon, but, like, cut this, like, shell, because I don't know what this thing is. Yep. Go ahead. You can... You want to do it as damage, or do you want to just cut into this thing? I want to, like, cut into it, try to help him get out. You can definitely cut into it. I mean, it's got an armor class of 8. Okay, so you can definitely, no matter what you're doing, you can grab hold of, like, bits. And it's kind of like if you've ever tried to put your hand into jelly. This thing just oozes out of your fingers. It's like slime and horrible. Yeah. And as each time you grab a handhold, there's that stench of rot. And then you start cutting into it. But you grab it, you cut bits off, you throw it on the ground, it just oozes its way back together. Gross. That's disgusting. All right, cool. That's probably my turn. Like, I would spend my turn trying to do that, see that it's not working, and then I would try to... I'd look back at Galen and go, I don't know what to do! And then that's probably it for this round, to be honest. Okay. Smigs, we're back to you.
Okay. I'm clearly sensing a lot of, like, energy and movement that's coming from what I would, sense as my friends, but I'm also an ooze, and I'm kind of lazy, and I know that it would take me 5 turns to get there.
You're slow. Yeah.
So I will continue to focus on the secret door. Now, am I able to open it, or, like, from my vantage point, as I'm, like, sliming around it, is there, like, a handle I can feel where I can...
Yep. So basically, as you're oozing around it, this thing, you realize, well, you don't realize, but it's a wooden door painted to look like stone. So as you start oozing around it, you start to
sizzle it up.
Exactly. You start to, like, take it in. You start to melt it, and then you reveal what is actually behind it. So what I'm going to do is just add an extra piece like that. If you can see that.
That's quite a large room. I was expecting like 5 foot broom cupboard or something.
So, and as you like just dissolve this door, inside, waiting for you, you can feel something with many legs. Okay, and it's actually just basically a series of goblins. Now these are called dust goblins. Again, something from Kobold Press. And all of them just kind of rush to the door and just start. They've got short swords, hand axes, just sharpened stones, and they just start cutting into you. What do you wish to do?
Oh, yes. Okay.
Cannibal ooze.
Yeah, cannibal ooze. So I'm feeling like this slashing and all of this like happening to me, and I'm just becoming like agitated, and all of a sudden you just see this small, like almost looks like a bubble inside of me, just kind of like boom, and it's just kind of floating around, and all of a sudden boom, 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 and you start hear all coming kind of from inside of this giant cube, and it just keeps getting bigger and bigger. And all of a sudden I kind of like move to the side, and right out of the side of the cube just blasts this giant acid gas eruption that just blows out of me, this giant, and just covers the room 15 feet out from me.
Just dusted the dust goblins.
Yeah.
Five,
Yeah,
10,
and if you were
15,
there,
15, yeah.
if you were there, you would have sworn that you heard, when this gas erupted out, a small goblin voice just
just throwing your voice with your farts. Well done.
yeah. So 15 foot. It should hit everybody, I think.
Okay, roll your damage.
Okay, you need to take. Everybody needs to do a DC 13 Dex save.
Okay. Fail. Nat 20. And a 17, 89, that's a 20. So two definite fails, 2 passes.
Okay.
How much damage?
It's 25 points of damage to the ones who fail.
Yeah.
And if you failed, you're also prone.
Yeah.
If you passed,
It's the
you are
smell.
not prone, but you take half damage. So 12 points to the other 2.
What?
I'm glad you're on our side.
So these are dust goblins. Dust goblins, they have 8 hit points.
Okay, so they're all dead.
you just fart obliteration, that was.
Yeah. Oh, man. That's what you call a dust fart.
That is a massive dust fart. Not only that, but as your gelatinous cube
Nails it.
farted, we were raided by natural havoc.
Nice.
So perfect
Welcome
timing.
aboard.
Absolute perfect
Welcome
timing.
aboard.
Well done. So yeah, you managed to wipe out all 4 goblins in one fart.
One
basically.
swell blast. That is an amazing
He's the
attack.
king of crop dusting.
And you can feel as your senses become aware. Again, this is like the doorway is a small place, and then it opens up again into a much larger room. So you're quite comfortable feeling that now.
Okay. So I mean, I guess as I, so there's no bodies left, essentially, right? They just kind of poof into dust.
Yes.
Or is there anything left?
You got blood, gore, skeletal remains dripping with melted flesh.
Ooh, okay,
You know,
excellent. I'll just kind of ooze over the top of all of that.
So as you
I'm
go over, you
making
just
my way.
hoover them all up.
Yeah,
You keep
as
the
I'm
place
making
nice
my
and
way
clean.
into the room.
Yeah. So there you go. You're in there. Right.
That was excellent.
They weren't friendly.
They immediately attacked. That was
Well,
reason enough.
Yeah,
They
I mean, wouldn't
immediately
you if
attacked
like
the
a giant
gelatinous.
ooze was coming through a door, though?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just trying to clear our conscience, you know.
Yeah.
Now, River, we're over to you.
Yes.
What would you like to do?
I guess-
You've just been you're strapped to this chair. You've just been injected by yet another weird concoction potion thing. And you're shaking, you're foaming at the mouth. What do you wish to do?
I guess like broken between like any convulsions or kind of like bits, and obviously knowing what had happened to Clements and stuff like that before. I guess like oh no, not this one. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Hey, come back, help, please. And I'll forego the rest of the turn.
You heard that as well. So that
Okay.
The internal struggle of Theodore.
Theodore, you hear this, so you've been looking down the corridor, you see Galen like pointing at Oregon, and you've rushed down. But as you've rushed down, like you can hear him screaming for help, and which has been sort of left behind as you scream for help. Well, as this halfling tied to a chair is screaming for help, you left him.
I mean, yeah, I'm probably gonna go back to help. But
It's gonna help Oregon out now, but you're trying to do it really
I have
quickly
an
so you
idea.
can go
I
back.
have an idea when it's my turn, but
Yeah.
that's on my turn.
Okay, so River, you're in there. That's fine.
Yeah, I'll stay there.
Galen, over to you.
And I say it's like, Theodore, did someone need help? And
Salt on the wound.
because I can hear the help through the door. It's like,
I told you what it was. I did. But yes.
I didn't think it was quite literal, but let's can I this thing that's come like, I mean, is it suffocating Oregon?
You cannot see Oregon. Oregon is now inside this ooze made of blood and flesh and gore.
Okay.
In fact, while we're here,
can
'cause
I-
we're on the face screen. Let's see if I've got one. There it
Yeah.
is. It's just you can only see half the picture, but that's what it looks like.
All right. Can I?
Yeah.
I walk up to Oregon, and as I walk up, I pull out the potion of diminution that we picked up earlier,
Yeah.
and I pour it on the actual ooze.
Nice move. Like it. What are you hoping it's going to do?
I want to make it smaller so it's less strong, so we can get Oregon back in the fight.
Nice. Okay. You pop the cork, you start to pour this thing all over it, and it does exactly what you were hoping it to do. There's some form and shape underneath. You start to see Oregon's head and kind of shoulders, and then eventually it's still like it's up his nose, it's in his mouth, it's been trying to get inside his eyes. This thing has just been enveloping him, and you see it as it starts to shrink. It's pulling itself out. It's fighting back. It's dragging down his face, but you see like these like long tendrils like eventually it's full out of his nose, and he's like he manages to take his first breath that he's had for a while, and this thing continues to shrink down to, I don't know, how big do you want it to be?
So it's like, yeah, I guess like if you can imagine like baby flumps.
Yep.
Like it's like, you know, it's yeah, it's like down to the size of like his like, well, he's a dwarf, so maybe, you know, just above his knees, and it's like a ball of ooze wrapped around his feet.
Yep. So you see this, and it starts to move towards you. It does that whole like flubber. This is venom, or more like carnage actually, because this is kind of the red bloody thing. Like as it starts to flick and stick its way across the corridor towards you. It's ignoring Randy, and I don't have a small one, but It's coming. It's coming for you. What I'll do is I'll quickly switch the cameras around again so you can see what it's looking like. There we go.
I guess I'm like, guys, keep it away, keep it away.
Oregon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I have.
I
Yeah.
can't do. I'm waiting for Theodore's turn.
Okay.
I'll
Well,
stand up.
it was going to be my turn, but my turns I've moved towards you. That's my move. My goblins are dead. That's pretty much it.
I'll slowly go to one knee, dry heaving as this thing has finally left my body, and I'll look over and see it heading towards Galen, or what's left of it heading towards Galen. And I'm slightly concerned that the rest of it might actually be in me, but I don't want Galen to suffer what I just did, so I will call down Sacred Flame as it is travelling towards Galen, please. So you'd like to make a saving throw. It's a dexterity saving throw. Yeah, it's dexterity saving throw. You'll beat a 12.
And this is against the ooze.
Yeah, I'm casting Sacred Flame on the ooze,
The
so
ooze.
you need to roll a dexterity saving throw, and what you need to beat is a 12.
I rolled a 15, but I got a -2.
That's
That's a
13, so you
13.
still pass. You still pass. So the Sacred Flame splashes, but obviously because I'm slightly traumatised by what I just went through, I misjudged
You
the
missed.
distance.
It's
and
because
it fired off a
now
bit.
it's smaller. It's faster. As it starts to continue to flip its way across the floor.
Okay, so that's my action casting the spell. So I will stand up and I will move 15 feet towards Galen.
You're gonna go up, say that there.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you.
Yep.
And I'm going to use a bonus action. I'm going to use Channel Divinity, and the Channel Divinity is called Turn the Tide. So I say a few encouraging words, and I'll say, "Come on. If Smigs can stand being an ooze, we can fight this off. We can do this. Theodore, I believe in you. Galen, come up with another good idea." And with that, anyone less than 50% of their health gets some hit points back.
Nicely done.
So you get 7 hit points back if you are lower than 50%.
I was. So thank you.
And I will tell you that I am on 1 hit point. So I needed that. And that's my go. Thank you.
All right.
Okay. Oh, I just thought of something. I do have a. I know what I can do. There we go. There's the little one.
Oh.
There's the little one for you.
Oh, that's what Smigs was before he grew up.
Yeah, something like that.
No, the memories.
So,
All right.
Theo, we're over to you now.
All right. Listening to that rousing speech, I guess, Theodore goes, there better be a reward in this for me. And he takes out his crossbow and runs into the other room to where the halfling was yelling for his help.
So you throw open
So
the double doors.
You're actually being brave.
I'm trying to.
But I don't know any of this. I don't know any of this.
He's running
To
away.
me, you've just run away from views.
That's even better. Great. It's fine. How far? Wait, can you show a little bit more of the room with the woman in it?
Yep.
Like, can you? Yeah. I'm going to actually aim because there's ropes or what's tying the halfling down.
So it's straps. It's just tying him into the chair. Tied into the chair. It's a human-sized chair. It's a normal-sized chair, but this halfling is strapped into it. So his legs are kind of dangling off the edge. but so the chair is obviously bigger than him, which makes it the perfect way to
I'm just trying to
stop him.
decide, am I aiming to try to break the chair, or am I aiming to like try to cut some of those straps? Regardless, it's a risky shot. But that's what I'm gonna get in here, right? So Theodore walks in. I imagine she's surprised again. But I keep barging in and I go, okay, pretenses are up, and I shoot towards let's say the straps tying him to the chair.
Okay, you aim, you fire, roll those dice.
Yep. I hope this is good. Ooh, okay. That is going to be nice. That's going to be a 19.
19. Perfect. Well done. I'm going to say that it's a perfect shot. It's an accurate shot. You aim, fire. You take out one whole arm of straps. So, River, your left arm is now free. Hopefully, your left hand.
Hopefully.
That was a bloody good shot. Is the lady still here?
She's
the
still around.
scientist?
Yeah, she's basically standing behind you.
Yep.
There she is. It's a big room, folks. Sorry, it's a lot to kind of get on in the shot, and it's all the way over there. I've got to reach for it. So go for it. So yeah, the woman is standing there. She's mixing potions. As you can see, she's got a couple of potions in her hand. They're starting to froth and smoke. And River is strapped to the chair. Now with one arm.
Okay. That's probably my turn. So.
Okay. Who is up next? Smigs. Oh. Friendly gelatinous cube, look.
Gelatinous cube. Okay.
Needs his own TV spin-off now.
That's right.
Friendly
That's
gelatinous cube.
It was born tonight. Okay. All right. In the room. Now, from what I can, obviously I can't see, right? But me, breaking the fourth wall here, seeing it looks like there's a couple different tunnels and then like a couple different like main entrances out of here, right?
Yes. So you have there is an area here which takes you into basically another room. Okay, this is just a series of old skins and rags that they've been using as beds. They've got some crates which have been kind of stacked up as well. But as you've moved into the room, you've just demolished those. Anything that's wooden that can be dissolved, you've suckered in. Stones and stuff that's laying behind is fine. The fire, mini campfire, it doesn't affect you, and as you ooze over it, it goes out.
Just kind of singes, and the smoke just kind of goes up into the jello. I'm gonna just
it lights you up like a candle.
Yeah. So now I'm glowing. Can I glow? Can I please glow?
Pockets of methane.
Yeah.
Yeah. Inside you one of the bubbles. So,
Okay, so I'll just kind of ooze forward as far as I can get.
Okay. Just because this is all happening, like gelatinous cubes can't move that fast, but we're just going to say like he oozes around. He's going to.
Yeah.
Do you want to go into the next room?
Yeah. I want to go into the room. Yeah.
Okay. So inside, which way around is this? Oh, that way. Inside.
That gelatinous cube has the heart of an explorer. Look at that.
That's right.
There we go. Something like that. So you have another room.
Okay.
So that's it. It is just you go in. Now you can't really see it from your vantage point, but I will say that there is a chest in that room.
Okay. Well, if I'm able to, I won't be able to see it, but in Smig's rogue-like mind, I have a sixth sense for treasure. So as I kind of move around the room, I'll come upon the treasure chest. So I will start to touch the treasure chest.
Yeah.
What does it do?
As you start to touch the wood of the treasure chest, the wood starts to dissolve.
Okay. But the gold, metal, anything that's left,
Correct. That won't melt. Just the wood.
it won't. It's still good.
Yep.
Okay. Well, I mean, as an ooze, I would just start to absorb the entire chest.
Okay. Inside, as it starts to kind of float around, you know those pictures of gelatinous cubes where you see there's a sword, there's a shield, there's a couple of skeletons. Okay, so now you've started to suck up a few bits. You've got a couple of like goblin skeletons now, just floating around, hanging around, and now you also have. You have sucked up. I'll just tell you what it is, so you can make a note of it later. But you now, in floating around inside you, there is a potion of fire breath. There is a potion of healing, and there is a potion of thunder resistance.
Thunder resistance.
Thunder resistance. Now, there's a few more. So that was in the first room. In the second room, in the chest, you also suck up a vial of slipperiness.
Mm. Okay.
A potion of greater healing.
Smeeks has learned flamethrower.
Yeah, I just saw that.
He's learned everything. Like, makes this all.
Oh man, I'm like an Uber.
He's a tank.
You said greater healing?
A potion of greater healing, yeah.
Well, we got to get all this stuff out of me.
Yeah. Otherwise, you're gonna have a really upset tummy.
I just farted out.
you got live chatters saying, but wait, won't the corks dissolve because they're made of wood or cork or whatever?
Not necessarily. They've been infused with magic.
We're gonna give them a little chance. It's I don't know. What is it? A metal screw on top. There we go.
Yeah, it's a metal screw.
So you found some items, and then you realise it's a dead end. You hoover up the rest of the place, and then you find yourself back at the door. Now, all of that is going to take a bit of time. Okay? So, the many adventures of Smigs the Ooze.
Now it's full of treasure.
Is that in there? There we go. Now, River.
Mm-hmm.
What would you like to do? You are in this chamber. There we go.
So now I've got like an arm free, and the rest of me is kind of still bound. I'll look over my shoulder and like see the woman, and then I'll like panic, like look around the room. Yep. Can I see my fishing rod anywhere?
No, because this room has already been ransacked once. Not ransacked, just been used. Your stuff, your stuff is in a cupboard somewhere, a chest somewhere. Yeah.
Yeah.
If it's in Smiggs, it's gone.
If it's made of wood.
Cast. Can I cast without an arcane focus?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So I think that wait, I didn't like that, and I don't want to go the way of my friends. And I will, I think instinctively, just cast Acid Splash to the scientist behind me.
Nice. Okay. We are off.
So I need a Dex saving throw. 13 to beat.
Okay, 13. Natural 20. I am good with these dice. These are my birthday dice. And they are very, very
We're going to have to curse those dice.
Yeah, no more birthdays for you. Lots of birthdays. But
I get one next year. So be warned.
So like kind of like you watch as like it's hard for him to like conjure the magic without having his fishing rod close by, but like there's like a shimmer of these like green scales that kind of happens like almost like a wave that happens from head to toe, like from the skin that you can see.
Yeah.
And then this kind of like globule of acid comes out and it will obviously sail past. And I think with that is he's trying to like pull away out the straps with his like free arm. There's like a stretch that's a bit longer than it normally should be now.
Nice.
And he's a bit freaked out by that. He's like, oh, what have you done to me? Yeah, I'll wait there.
Okay. All right. What do you mean, what have I done to you? It's exactly as planned. All of these, we're just trying to find out exactly which is the right combination. Once we have the right combination, you will be an ooze. And I will have succeeded. She does that, and as she's managed to dodge your acid splash, she jabs another syringe into your neck.
Wait.
And pushes the plunger down.
Oh my gosh. Stop.
Oh, that can't be that good.
Galen, over to you.
Okay, so this ooze is coming at me.
Yeah.
And instead of backing away, I just stand there and I concentrate there for a minute. I hold out my hands, and then magically appearing in my hands is a very large bucket.
Yep.
And I put it over the top of the ooze. And I sit on it.
Nice. You can feel it, like through the vibrations of it whacking against the inside of the bucket. It's still moving, it's like, but it's trapped. Well done.
Oh, and just for the potion of diminution I rolled, it's 1 to 4 hours. It's 3 hours.
3 hours. Okay.
Wait, I just had to clarify one thing. So she's trying to turn people into oozes, but there are these ooze potions. She's the worst scientist I have ever seen.
Well, those are the successes. Now she doesn't know that you've got them or found them.
Yeah. So
And also,
as
what
my bonus action,
she's actually trying to do is create hybrids.
as my bonus action, I'm going to hand Oregon, a potion of greater healing, and say, "Quick, drink this." And I say, "I'll wait for Smigs. Hopefully, he can suck this thing up, and you go and help Theodore."
Did Wonderboy run off? Is there something going on in the next room?
Someone yelled for help in a very high-pitched voice. Maybe I think it's a little girl.
Okay. Yeah, right. I'll drink this first, and I'll rip the stopper out at the end of the potion bottle with my teeth, and spit it on the floor, and then upend the potion into my face, and then take a move to the door, please.
Okay.
What's a greater potion?
Greater is just a sec.
8d4.
I'll tell you.
30 gets you in the room, Steve.
It's 44 plus 4.
4d4. Okay. $12 back.
Not the greatest, but still
No.
a lot better than what it was.
2 3s and 2 1s.
Okay, so Oregon, that whole movement gets you into the room. You're
Okay,
standing next to Randy.
Okay, so I can survey the scene in front of me,
Yeah.
realise that there's some shenanigans going on, and I would like to draw my weapons in preparedness for the next round, please.
Okay, right. My turn. Now I've got no baddies, so I'm going to be her for a little while. Now, So she talks to you, River. She kind of kneels down. She grabs you, not kneels down. She bends down, grabs you by the back of the head, just yanks you back, and says, "Just come on, look! I can see it in your eyes. I can see it." And what if this was cinematic? We'd have a close up of your eyes, and you could see like little ooze worms sliding around over the top of your eyes. What was that? What was that vampire one? With the worms? They had the white worms and the vampires. I can't remember. But anyway, let us know. Answers on a postcard or answers in live chat. That was cool. They little white worms that went in the eyes. I had to pull them out. It was great. Anyway. And they can see this moving around inside your eyeballs. You can talk if you want to talk.
Lovely and creepy.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. I'm like, why are you doing this to me? We never did nothing to you, nothing wrong. And he kind of like tries to like look over to the room where he sees Oregon and
you volunteered.
Theo come in.
All of you volunteered. That's why you're here. I wouldn't do this to you if you hadn't volunteered. I mean, you want to be stronger and bigger and better, don't you? I can give you superpowers.
Volunteered? I think it's more like voluntold.
What? No. You all signed the forms. That's why you're here. That's why the jailer brings you down. That's why Kergoff brings you. Kergoff knows how important the experiments are to the entire population, and that's why you're here. And we wouldn't be able to get this far. I mean, the past 12 months, the countless volunteers who have passed through these halls, who have managed to the experiment, all for science. This is how we do it. Your
Kind of like
brave
just desperately
sacrifices.
His eyes just dart across the room with like this look of fear and panic. There's definitely like a look of like help on his face.
Theo, over to you.
I'm gonna run and tackle her. Like she's like paying attention to somebody else. Like I'm going to run over there, tackle her to the ground, and yell back to Oregon afterwards. But like,
do you want to go long way or do you want to go through?
I want to go through. I like the ooze is all gone, right?
Yeah, the barrels, the casks are still. They're low level casks. These are not like big.
Oh, then I'm jumping off that.
Yeah, cool. You can do the whole bonnet skid. Across.
Yeah.
So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. 30 gets you in front.
All right.
If you want to give that a go. So do you athletics or what is it? No, acrobatics. Athletics or acrobatics. Whatever.
Let's do acrobatics. That's better than my athletics
5,
for
10,
sure.
15, 20, 25, 30. Yeah, you'll get
15
in front.
plus. That's an 18.
Yeah, you slide no problem. You don't you barely even use your hand to help yourself. You just glide perfectly. You land on both feet on the other side, and you're still in the running stance.
Only Oregon has seen me do something cool, so I'm just gonna point that out.
and you did it all without setting off a trap.
I was waiting for the clip.
River saw it all too.
Thanks. So I'm over there. I'm pushing her away from this guy because the next thing she's gonna do is stick him with another needle, and I don't want that to happen.
Okay, so you're out of range here,
right? Okay.
Or you could grab the halfling.
I just want to stop her from injecting him with more stuff. Is what I want.
Okay, you can keep her distracted just by talking to her. That's fine.
She's crazy. I'm not gonna attract him. I mean, like I will impose myself in front of her.
Yeah.
And like push her back a little bit. That would probably be the better thing then. But like, regardless, I still like flipped over there, and I'm like, okay, we need to talk. And I'm going to impose myself in front of the little halfling. No more syringes, you loon.
Please, no more syringes. No more syringes.
I am not a loon. I am a well-loved scientist. I have certificates from 3 major universities and a college. What I've done, it doesn't matter that I was expelled and thrown out. What I have done, I have pushed the boundaries. I have done whatever it takes. I don't hold back and wait for tests. I get those tests done now. We know this.
Oh, is that so? Well, then when I told you there was something in the other room, you should go look. Maybe you would know. But now your experiment has failed, and everything that you've been working for has gone to shit. So,
well, that
you
is
were
only
saying
because volunteers like you who were sent here to help me have not listened to my orders.
That is not why. That is not why. I tried to warn you, and you did not listen. That is why I've got your job now. You can go ask Choreograph yourself. It is now mine because you have proven that you don't know shit about what you're doing.
I have had, and you see her, she literally just starts to bubble and turn red with anger, and she's like, and she doesn't know how to get the words out. She's like, blah, 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 blah. And she storms off. She struts off down this way, and she's like, looks at you. She grabs the door handle, opens the door, slams it shut behind her, and you can hear her like scream on the other side of the door. And she goes off, like, disappears this way. Well done.
Theodore puts his hands in his head in his hands, and he just goes, ugh. And I look back at Oregon. Can you please help the little halfling? And I'm just gonna.
Yeah, please help the little halfling, please.
Still in shock, Theodore. Was quite something. And I'll slowly walk across the room to the halfling, who I assume is still strapped to the chair.
Partially still strapped to the chair, yeah.
Right, so when I arrive, I will remove the rest of the straps and help the halfling across to one of the tables where I'll sit on the edge like a small child. And I'll give him the once-over with medicine.
I think when you go to like pick him up to go put him on the table, as you like lift him up, because I imagine it's like by the chest or like just under the arms like you would with a toddler.
Yes,
the
exactly
bottom
that,
half of him, where he sat in the chair, partially remains, so there's like a bit of give, and his like top half comes up, and then it rejoins the. Oh, what the bloody hell was that? What's she done to me?
It's like like a water balloon as you pick him up. It's like this.
Mr. Fantastic still hasn't got control of his powers yet.
Yes.
I've got 21 on medicine. Have I got any idea what's going on with him?
You have no idea what's going on, but as you pick up, there's a certain amount of the shoulders under the armpits is a great way to pick someone up, especially if they're laying prone and everything else. And as you described it, if you're picking up a child, you expect to feel the rib cage, to feel some bones and structure. As you've gone to pick him up and just move him over there, you've realised not only have you seen this boing, which is a bit strange, but there's no discernible muscle structure as you've put him down. But he's still in form.
I'll give him a squeeze in the chest, see if I can feel the ribs, and then I'll pick him up and jiggle him a little bit.
Hey, that tickles! That tickles! Don't do that!
Michael Jackson holding him out a window.
So yeah, you kind of pick him up, you give him a squeeze, and you're like, you shouldn't be able to squeeze him. A rib cage should be there.
And then I'll get one of his legs and I'll bend his knee up so it's straight, and then I'll keep going.
And it folds.
That's not right. That's not right. That's no.
River's sitting there and his foot. He goes on, no. He's also his skin. Now you can see he's got there's a slight hue of green. There's a slight scaleness to him as well.
Who are you? Your friend over there. He said that he was working for whoever runs this place. Are you with the lady?
I was lying.
No, yeah. That was just so we got our own way and avoided confrontation. Theodore did exactly what was needed. He diffused the situation. So, but anyway, enough of that. We are simply adventurers exploring the place for the moment.
Oh, you want to be careful with that. That's where we started. It was me, Mabel, and Clements, we thought we could make a quick bit of gold by coming down here adventuring, and oh yeah, well, poor Mabel, she was crushed to death by a red-skinned ogre, and Clements was injected with stuff before I was, and he's a puddle now. And I'll just like look over to the floor, like over in the corner, and I don't know if I see a puddle left there or anything, but
he's all dried up.
It's part of Smigs now. I at the word gold, I walk over. Did you and your friends have word that there was gold in this level of this tower? You see a very excited look in his eyes.
Oh, that's the whole point of dungeon delving, isn't it? You know, you hear about adventurers and stuff, and they go down deep into the mines or dungeons or castles, and you know you find treasures. And you know, being from Red Tower, just a little bit north, and while you're at the Scarlet Citadel, this nobody's ever come back out of it, which means there's got to still be treasure here, right? So we thought we'd delve into it. Might have been a little bit out of our depths.
Things that people put in here and never left again.
Yeah, I think that might be it. I was didn't take us long to be taken over by big buggers they were, but they quickly subdued us, and when they were going to kill us, this lady here found us, and that was it.
Well, I can tell you she will be. Oh, sorry. Would you mind saying that again?
I was just going to say, Theo, that we took care of the jailer upstairs. The jailer, I believe she was referring to.
Yes, but she is still going to go and find somebody else, maybe who could be at the lower levels. I don't think our troubles are done here, unfortunately.
No, I would agree.
Hello?
Who's that?
That's Galen. He may have more of an idea of what you've been injected with than I do. Your major bones and structure seem to have taken on a rather softened form, should we say.
But you're still
I do
able
not
to
feel
stand.
funny.
Yeah, the fact that you can still stand is remarkable.
Yeah, I'll like jump down off the table, like where I'm sat, and like as I land, I'm definitely still like standing, but there's like a little, almost like an accordion of like up and down, this kind of like jello-like form.
See, this is what I was hoping would happen to Smigs when he drank the potion.
Well, Smigs, you didn't have anybody else drink one of these or have one of these. That's not good. Poor old Clements, he turned into a puddle when she injected him. I feel right funny, and I don't want that to happen to me. I don't. And he just starts crying.
Oregon, we should help the crying halfling here, please.
I don't want to be a puddle.
Oh, you won't be a puddle. We stopped that, right? We stopped it.
Oh, you stopped it, did you? That's good. Oh, thank you. What was all your names?
I'm Oregon. This is Galen. Galen is our.
I'm in the other room.
Well, the voice you heard was Galen. He's our mage, and he may have an idea about this magic that's infusing you. We also have Smigs with us. He's a goblin, currently an ooze.
Goblin?
Yeah, a good guy.
Oh, that's good. We had a lot of trouble with goblins before, but that's good that he's a good guy. An ooze, you say?
Yes, yeah. He drank one of these potions and he's turned into an ooze. It's been very useful. In fact, very useful. He dealt with all of the oozes that were in here. And he's probably off cleaning up somewhere. He often wanders off on his own.
Why don't we go see Galen in the other room? Yes. Let us let's introduce our friend to the new friend. So, I did not tell you my name.
Thank you. I don't suppose you've seen my stuff, have you? And I'll start like looking around. It's like I need my fishing rod. I can't cast my better spells if I don't have that.
Well,
if it was in this room, if it was in this room, I'm not quite sure a fishing rod would have made it, but maybe we'll find it further in.
The secret door.
There was a secret door, but that's where she stashed him. That was it's like a closet, but basically just him
let's
in a
check
chair.
the door. There's nothing in there?
No, it was just literally a 5-foot square where she stashed him and kept him hidden.
Just a little closet.
A little soundproof room.
Oh.
to keep her patience.
I screamed all bloody night I did, and nobody heard me. Nobody came.
Yeah.
But River, what we say is you find your stuff. There is a chest of drawers by her bed that the guys missed earlier, and we'll just say that all your stuff that your usual equipment is in there for you. So you've got all your stuff you need. But players, you also find an item. River has a note that he found for you while he's stashed in his gear, which may have just kind of fallen in. I'm just trying to find it now. So I'm going to send this to my players via Zoom, so you can all see this. That should be sending now. For the audience, I will switch the screen around so you can see what my players have got. Let me turn that. There we go. And then let's see if the power of this works. Can I push the right button? No. Yes, there we go. It works. Darn this technology. So whoever's got that letter, one of you feel free to read it out.
The harmonic wave inverters are finally calibrated. I'm ready to try again. It turns out the mishap with the incorrect recipe for essence of melancholy did not damage the vibratory fluid viewer after all. C is lucky I don't flay him alive for that. I'm quite close. If this works, I must find more tincture of albino bile at once. It definitely provides the aethra of a much sweeter shade of euphoria. An abysmal failure. Why am I cursed so? What am I missing? Perhaps I should go back and reset the helical stress dampers. I thought my measurements were accurate, but maybe that shuddering I detected has jostled some of the instruments. I'm not sure what else to try. I discovered the problem. C and his infernal time traveling has allowed some type of temporal maggots to infest my supply of decomposed gin sulfur. The entire batch has actually recomposed. I had to get rid of it, container and all. This means I must scrub the charged warp assembly too. These setbacks are infuriating.
Hey, Randy's our reader. Go for it. That was awesome.
Yeah, that was brilliant. Well done.
Yeah, there were a lot of random words in there.
Yeah.
I was like,
You killed it, man. That was awesome.
That was pretty good.
composed. All right.
Good work. Well done. So while that was going on in that room, we're gonna cut back to Galing and Smigs. Or Smoogs? What did we call him last time? Smoogs? Zoos? Smooze? Did he have
What's
a
that?
name? Didn't we call
Smigoos.
Smigs Smooze?
Smagoos.
Oh, you mean the ooze version of Spigs?
Yeah, Smooze.
Oh.
Smooze.
Let's see. We had Smiglets. We had Jello Smigs. we had all kinds of different names.
So, Galen and Smigs. Galen, you're currently sitting on a bucket with what is called, I'll tell you what it is now. It's called a suppurating ooze. This is it. This is the creature codex, and you can see that there's the body. It's got someone there, and it's just ugh. This is from the creature codex, Cobalt Press, and Smooze just oozes his way closer to you.
So yeah, I'm just there sitting on the bucket, waiting for Smagoos.
The goose.
The goodies.
It's better. It just keeps getting better.
And I say, Smigs, under this bucket there is another ooze for you to try and make friends with. And I sort of stand to the side, grabbing the side of the bucket, and then jump back, revealing the ooze, moving back up towards the other room.
Okay. In sensing this, I don't like. I'm like in control of the ooze here, so I don't want any other ooze creeping up into my ooze. So I'm gonna come down with a. With a multi-strike.
Nice.
So two big like globs come out and just like double pound down on top of this thing.
Did you take the bucket away, Galen?
Yes.
Right. Okay. So you lifted up the bucket and then.
And jump back and.
Yep. And then Smigs.
And backed up well up the hallway.
You hit it, no problem. Just roll your damage.
Okay. It's gonna be. That's 9 points of bludgeoning damage.
Yep.
And 7 points of. Is it 1d8? Yeah, 7 points of
1d8.
acid damage on top of that.
Nice.
That's for the first strike.
Yep.
Second strike.
Yep.
It's gonna be 8 points of bludgeoning damage.
Yep.
And 2 more points of acid damage.
Okay. How do you want to finish it? You can basically just bludgeon this thing into.
Yeah, I'm just
splatter.
you just see these two like hammer fist type appendages that are just like, and I'll just keep pounding it until it's just like puddle, just like splashing all over the place.
Okay, well done. You have defeated a suppurating ooze.
Excellent.
A lovely, a lovely monster.
Yeah. And then I will ooze across it, absorbing its essence.
Yep. So as you mop up the last bits on the floor, you can see, Galen, you see these kind of red bits float up, and they're still pulsing. They still have this colour in them. Now, Smigs, you feel instantly reviled from this. This is like an invasion of your essence. Whatever you are, you have still maintained your consciousness. This is something truly evil. Okay, this is... whoops.
I'm alive? Oh, he's back.
Yeah,
welcome
there
back.
we go. Where did we get to?
Well,
You
essence
said
of-
you maintained your essence and
Yep.
then you froze.
Right. You maintain your essence, but this thing is evil. Okay, this is something that you don't want in your system at all. So this is
Smigs.
yeah. So you just kind of start to like withdraw from yourself, and slowly your consciousness starts to reform, and your gelatinous cube self starts to shrink, starts to get turned kind of fleshy, and a shimmering, Galen kind of sees this effect happen where you start to merge into your goblin self. And
Inside of the cube?
inside of the cube, and then you kind of pop, the gelatinous cube bursts, and you're just there. You're kind of wet, not covered in slime, you're just wet, but it's you. You're back in your own self body once again. Red eye.
So I'm just standing there like,
Yep.
did you guys see that? That was awesome! I'm like, yeah! And there's treasure like all over the place, like all over the ground, and I've got it in my hands, and I've got like potions tucked under my arms, and I'm like, I'm just having a great time. Like I'm dancing, thinking it's awesome.
Aren't you naked? Didn't Theo pick up your clothes in a previous episode?
Yeah, he can be naked.
So yeah, I'm just naked, and because I'm a goblin, like I don't care. Like I'm not ashamed. Like this does not faze me at all.
I will, as we're walking over, see the dancing Smigs and go, oh, I guess our friend Smigs is back. Oh, yes, Smigs, please put these on. And I sort of toss the clothes over there out of my bag.
Oh, and his eye.
Too bad. Oh, his eye, yes. His eye.
Yeah, my eye. I don't have one of my eyes.
There was what was it? There was something I dropped in the grate. That wasn't dropped.
Wasn't that the pin?
The pin?
The pin, yes, that's what it was. Thank you. Oh, Smigs, I'm so sorry. While we were picking up things, I tripped and fell in the grate. You can check me for deception, but I'm lying out of my teeth.
Right. What? So I'll start to put on my clothes. Thanks, Theodore. Hey, hang on. You got my eye?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, thanks. I'll look at it. I'll spit on it and like rub it on my leather and shine it up and then
that's
pop it back in. Oh, that's better. Oh, now I can see good. Yeah, got my good eye back. That's
Is spit necessary?
Oh yeah, it's helps it really secure in there good. But where's my pin?
Oh.
You know the pin I found.
Yeah.
Of
course, the one you got
gems.
for your birthday. The one you got for your birthday, right?
Yeah, my pin.
Oh, it must have happened when I fell earlier.
Oh, you fell.
Yeah.
Oh, you fell, huh? And I'll reach out and put my hand on one of my daggers.
Yeah.
And then I'll absolutely like insight.
Yeah. All right, let's go. Let's go with this. Because this is what I built this character to do, is lie.
Let me see here. Where's my
things you want to hear at the table?
14 on the die plus 2, 16.
28, 29, 30, 30. Wait, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22.
Okay.
I tripped and fell. I really did.
Okay, well.
I'm so sorry. I will
maybe you did, but I'm gonna keep my eye on you. I'm gonna watch you.
Oh, of course. I wouldn't want it any other way.
Because I really loved that pin, and I'll just kind of look down, almost like I'm kind of pouting.
And I put my hand on Smigs' head and tap it and go, "It's okay. We'll find you another pen."
Oh, okay.
Right.
All right.
We can all regroup in the main room. There we go. We are all over there, and we are going to find out what happens right after the break. We're going to take a quick 5 minutes there. We're going to replenish our drinks, get some more snacks,
Awesome.
Recharge our dice, and we'll see you again in 5, maybe less. Who knows? Stay tuned. Bye bye.
Bye.
should all be back. We should have sound. We should have vision. We should have magic and hit points. Right, everyone, we're back. We've just had a quick drink, a quick snack. The players are now level 4. They have now leveled up and are ready to crack on. But before we do, we want to catch up with our guests. So basically, we mentioned, if you missed the beginning, what we do is we invite special guest players to come and join us. And this week we have Ian Baird, who is based here in the UK, so at least it's the same time zone for us, which is always tricky to do with time zones. And I found Ian on Instagram. He is the Dragonborn Bard. He does a daily dice roll, and he also paints some fantastic minis. In fact, we wanted to get him on for our brush off show, which is we paint miniatures, we do different things. The Great British Brush Off. Check it out. It's on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/bandofbadgers. We need subscribers. Please do. And just from talking to him and hanging out with him in Zoom in the chat, we're like, well, we also have some guest player spots. Do you want to come and play? He goes, yeah, I would love to come and play. And that's it. And I think I don't know if he watched it before or just because we were talking. He's been watching SCARLET Citadel. And now he gets to be a part of it. He gets to be part of the history of this campaign. So, Ian, tell us, like, we've all had different experiences with tabletop playing games. You can play any kind of game. Most of us, the gateway is Dungeons and Dragons. What brought you to this fantastic, wonderful game?
Well, yeah, I think gateway is definitely the right word. I think growing up, I played a lot of things like Final Fantasy, and they were kind of like my big games that I loved. But I also had this real loving for sci-fi and for sci-fi horror, so things like Aliens and stuff like that. And I played Warhammer a little bit when I was a lot younger, and I was sort of really into it, but like was really awful at painting when I was younger, so I lost my interest for the hobby. And then I sort of like stepped back away from everything because I was like, oh, I don't know if I like want to be that guy that's known for playing tabletop, until I was introduced to Starfinder. And that was really my gateway. A friend of ours, she DM'd for us, and we'd never played before. And it was her partner, me and my wife. And it was just this moment of realization that, hang on a minute, we can sit around a table, basically just chatting all night, but playing this game with this story arc and this narrative that then just like fed on artistic creation. That, it was just like, that just blew my mind and opened up the world of tabletop for me. And then, since then it's been pretty much non-stop for me.
You mentioned you got in through sci. Not many people come in sci-fi first. It's normally you stick with fantasy. I mean, Steve is our sci-fi guy.
Yeah.
And I think that's the thing that kind of got me, because I think before, where I was like, I thought D&D and Pathfinder and all those things were like, good morning to you, and hark herald on this day, for we shall adventure now to the dungeon.
We do. Have you not seen our previous games?
I mean, that is the beauty of it. But I think
start.
I think when you first look at it, and if you are a bit self-conscious, which I definitely was, I was like, oh, I don't know if and I didn't realize you could also just like suggest what your character is. You could just be like, oh, my character walks to the bar and asks the bartender for this. He slides them a gold. And I didn't realize there was the other way of playing it. But then, like, when my friend was like, hey, do you want to play Starfinder? You can play a rat with a machine gun. I was like, you son of a bitch, I'm in. Like, it was, it was absolutely insane. And so we started with that. And I think whereas D&D 5e, it's very streamlined for the players, which is fantastic because, like, as a player, you learn your class, you learn what you do, and that's it. With Starfinder, it was a bit more about finding the modifiers, working as a team with cohesion. Mm-hmm. And that, I think, was a little bit trickier to begin with. But once you kind of get the hang of that, and then you realize most of the systems all run off the base of actually the rule of cool and just this need for everyone to want to be creative, it kind of all just blends into one, and that's it. And that for me was just like, I realized that this was like the hobby, being on the tabletop and stuff was just the way forward. I loved it.
How did you go from playing the games to doing what, like, you do? You've got into 3D printing. You do miniature painting. Yeah. You've created your own. Like me, you create the physical effects to hand out to people. I can see on your shelves behind you, you've got your healing potion bottles.
So
is that just to bring more to your gaming table?
Yeah, for sure. I think immersion is such an important part of these games that it's all in good being, sat around a table, rolling dice and going, yeah, nat 20, cool, roll crit. And but there's something about handing your players a potion bottle that they can roll the dice themselves and they can see it, they can hold on to it. A scrap of paper with burnt edges, or a journal we spoke about earlier, like giving your players like a key item like that. It's like it can be something throwaway that they find, or something that's really relevant to the story or ties in their stories. That is, this immersion is kind of really important to that storytelling, but also to their storytelling, because we're all world building together. But I found that like when I first started DMing and I really wanted to be kind of like, oh cool, right, let's look at the bigs, like Matt Mercer's got all this stuff, and like High Rollers have got all this stuff, and I was like, well, I can't really afford all of that. What I can afford is a 3D printer. So then I started like looking into that, and I was like, oh, actually, I picked up the hobby of 3D printing because of my need to fulfill the tabletop terrain and the tabletop miniatures without having to like find the Knowles' miniatures that weren't quite right, or find the terrain that just wasn't there because Warlock wasn't out, and Dwarven Forge was so expensive that like it just wasn't really viable. So I think that for me, like going into something that I could then focus my attention on learning something new, which is always great, and also then being able to facilitate, okay, they've rolled a random encounter for next week, which I think was one of my first prints. They rolled Locathas, and it was like 9 Locathas, and then 5 of them were riding sharks. I was like, right, let's print some Locatha and some sharks. Yeah. So within a week, instead of having to like go and find specific minis, I could like go online, go to places like Thingiverse, My Mini Factory, print them off, and have them ready for the table so that my players could have that immersion in the next session. And I think that for me was like, okay, well, I have to get into 3D printing.
Where do you think, with everything that's been going on, we're in 5th edition at the moment, the year is 2022. What do you think is going to happen next couple of years? Is this a trend that we're going to see now, or do you think it's going to boil off?
I think it's an interesting one, because especially with like whole like taking this to live streaming is obviously like really kind of like kicked off this hobby for people that didn't necessarily know too much about it, or didn't want to necessarily play themselves, but then they could take part by watching games. So for me, I think this is like being in a band. This is like the new version of going out and doing a gig, but like there's no hassle of going out. There's no kind of like, oh, okay, right, we need to organize a venue or anything like that. You can sit at home with your friends creating something that actually you don't need to be the best musicians in the world. You don't need to be poets. You don't need to be full on bards. You just need to have fun. Because as long as one other person likes that and everybody's having fun around the table, that's amazing. But then you get to the point of streaming where like you get to put this out there like you guys do, and like all those other streamers do. They're having fun to perform without needing to play an instrument and stuff like that. And I think that that's something that's been missing from the world, and especially over recent years with everybody being locked in their houses and stuff. What a better time than now to kind of like really push it. And I think hopefully Wizards of the Coast and Paizo and all those great people, and even like people who aren't those like two mainstream kind of creators like Kobold Press and stuff, really get to kind of like push content to people that is needed. I think those storylines, those arcs, the artwork in the books alone is phenomenal.
How does everyone else feel? Is everyone echo the same kind of backstories as Ian? Is everyone coming to the game from the same direction?
I don't know. I think Ian hits on some really, really good points about people's enjoyment with TTRPGs. I think, having fun is always at the core of it, but and I guess this is what part of the thing that with what I do with ardent roleplay as well is, creating immersion for players. And that's the most important thing, is making sure that no matter what you use, whether you're using a virtual tabletop, whether you're using ardent roleplay, whether you're using minis, doesn't matter what you're using, if you're giving that immersion, that level of immersion to players and they're having fun, that's the whole experience of TTRPGs.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if it's Cards Against Humanity. It's it's all about that experience.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say, for me, like coming to the game was very different. I grew up in like the inner city, Washington, DC. Like people around me weren't playing TTRPGs, and I was like this huge nerd who got sort of picked on for being a little nerdy. And so when I didn't want to go down that road, right? Like I didn't want to give more fodder for that. And then I went to college, and I remember like having heard about D&D like vaguely, and being like, I wonder what that is. I had played like some video games that were like based in the D&D like world, and I was like, those were really cool. And these guys at my university were like, hey, we're putting together this game, we need another person. They turned out to be for like religion, because I went to a Christian university, and they were like religion graduate students. And so I like was a little bit daunted by that when I found out, but like I ended up joining their game, and it was I was a theater major, and it was like this perfect mesh of like gaming with like theater for me, that I was like, I would never have known that this was something that I was missing for years. And it was so fun. And I remember the moment I played a game, and immersion was a huge part of it. Like being immersed in that story and that world, and like getting invested in it was what made that game really impactful for me. And that's what like set off since then, like me being obsessed with tabletop, right? It is like the storytelling and being there with people that you care about, like your friends. I feel like that's another huge part of it.
Yeah, and I think the other part, like side to that coin as well, is that like, you know, you say like the immersion is important, you get to be there with your friends, but I think when you say like about storytelling, this is really the key, because I mean, like a good description goes a long way. And it's all well and good if you're very eloquent and you have all these words and you know them all, but I'm not educated in the slightest. You know, I barely scraped through my GCSEs, and I barely, did anything that was like there afterwards. And it wasn't until like really kind of being in this, and like, my spelling's awful, my writing is just atrocious. But like, once you get the cohesion and the chemistry right between you and your players, or, with the other players around the table, all it takes is that little bit of spark of artistic creativity of going, oh, actually, a prime example is that a player of mine, she doesn't play any instruments whatsoever in real life, but in the last session we had, her bard was like casting a spell, and she describes about like how she has a harp and she pulls all the strings become one, and it becomes the string for a bow.
Nice.
And then this radiant guiding bolt shoots out from it. It was just this beautiful moment where she was like artistically creative while like trying to describe something that like is something that's not in her normal wheelhouse. And it was just, it's this really cool descriptive moment that everyone was like, whoa, that's so cool. And I think that that's what this is about, isn't it? That's the magic of TTRPG.
Well, I like that bit. Like you said, you can create something from your imagination, the way you describe it happening, and then everyone around the table individually is seeing the same thing, but from their point of view around that table. As they see it through their character's eyes. So, I love that whole kind of dynamic aspect. And in the past, in recent years, we're starting to call it kind of the cinematic story. And I like that as well. I don't like the idea of where combat is, I hit it, pa-jum, and then it goes around the table, let someone else have a go. And you're not doing that. What you're doing is what the Avengers are doing. It's just that when the spotlight is on you, do like your move. Other than that, when it's someone else's go, you're fighting in the background. You're like ching 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 ching. Because in your imagination, you're going for it. You're like, oh, what am I going to do next? I'm fighting away, and that's what we want the camera to see. That's what we want the audience to see.
I think there's a lot more content coming out for that too. Like, I mean, you look at this adventure we're doing right now at Scarlet Citadel. It's like not one single encounter has been your run of the mill D&D encounter whack and slash. It's there's always been, Smigs riffing off Theodore, or me riffing off Smigs, or Oregon riffing off me. It's always been that interactive play, and I think Kobold Press have done an amazing job with this adventure particularly. But like, I mean, as Ian was saying before, the artwork and things like that they're the things, like you look at like on Twitch stream right now is Smigs' character, and like you see my character, and like being able to give those tools to players to be able to just say, hey, this is your character, this, build something around this is so much more fun than just as you say, the Avengers just whack and slash.
So we're gonna head back to the game in a sec. Just I was gonna call you River, Ian. I love the accent as well. That's perfect.
Well, I think D&D is a great time to be kind of like crazy accents and have fun. And it's funny because like obviously like you messaged me earlier today being like, hey, if you still want to go ahead tonight, let's go ahead tonight. So like it's like, right, I need to quickly flesh out a character. You gave me some guidelines. I was like, right, okay, what voices have I got? And it was like, yeah, I got down to like 3 really quickly. I was like, all right, we're gonna go halfling because then you can just talk like this all night and it's not a problem at all. It's not too taxing.
Yeah. And it's great. It's spot
and
on.
it's well done because I immediately just think of Lord of the Rings, like Hobbit.
And that was it. And I was so close to just doing Frodo and having a ring of invisibility, but I was like, no, I'll change it up a little bit.
Yeah. So what would you before we get back to the game, last final piece, what is your advice to anyone new coming to TTRPGs, and would you recommend being in the special guest player seat?
I would, yeah. I mean, like, you guys are really inclusive, which is amazing. Because I mean, I think when you come to a group and you don't know them, you can be a bit like on the back foot, a bit like, oh, I'll just wait, and you know, it can be quite nerve-wracking. But like, you were so relaxed from the start, and it was just like you instantly feel like part of the group here. So yeah, thank you for that, guys. Like to like you Dave as the DM, and to everybody as players. If people do want to come along and play, they should either definitely get in touch with you and come along because it has been really fun.
Cool, thank you. Even though Theodore just opened the door, went, nope.
I mean, yeah. Like story-wise,
no,
that
no.
was a weird situation to watch.
I'd watched the show. I kind of knew that was coming.
It's like, well, that was the guest.
Sorry, Ian. See you later.
The temptation for me earlier.
Thanks for joining.
Yeah, the temptation for me to say today, like, don't worry about level 4. Just make me a 7 HP commoner, and then we'll see what happens. It's like,
yeah.
All right, we're gonna get back to the game. Right. So flip the switch. Everyone's back in character. Ready? Action. We are back in the room.
Someone, wait, can I share the chat? Baron Snowhand said, Theo opened the door, didn't hear a click, and freaked out. I just went,
Yep.
dead. Okay, cool.
Maybe you shut the door to try and set up the trap again. Like, it's not trapped.
Maybe I did it wrong.
Yeah. Right, so you're all back in this chamber. You found some kind of weird note left by the nutty professor, and she scampered off through that door. What do you all wish to do?
Well, hey guys, I found all these potions. What do you think? We got a potion of greater healing. Who wants it?
you're all seeing this, right? That one
Yeah.
talks in common.
Oh
Yes.
yeah. Absolute common.
That's Smigs, our goblin.
Right,
Oh
Smith?
yeah. Hey, how you doing?
I'm River. Yeah, I'm a little better now. Feeling a bit funny. Not feeling my total self, but yeah, I'm doing all right. I guess.
Feeling a little oozy.
And I kind of like reach out, and the arm extends a little bit further than it should. Yeah, I'm feeling a little bit oozy. And
Joe, I know how you feel.
And I'll look across and I'll see Galen. So there's this dragon born. Like, oh, you're a dragonborn. That's mighty good. That is. My ancestor was a green dragon.
Are you aware that you seem to be a bit wibbly wobbly?
Oh yeah. I'm not feeling all that good myself. No. And yeah, again, like this, like undulating, I guess is the word. It's sort of like every time he moves, kind of like this like ever so slight bit.
It's like when you wave. It's like that magic pencil trick. It's like.
I do look over at the rest of the group and I go, I will vouch for the halfling here. They do seem to be pretty powerful. I saw the beginnings of a spell. Maybe if they weren't sort of tied up at the time, it would have actually gone right. I saw green scales when they were casting themselves, right? You were doing an acid spell, I believe. right?
Yeah, that's one of the lower spells I know. I can't really cast much without this. And he holds up his fishing rod. This is my arcane focus. Yeah, that was yeah. Thank you for that. Like that shot from your crossbow. Once that freed my arm, I was able to kind of get some spells off around there. So that was a great shot. That was.
Well, practice. And he's really happy with himself.
And he's got a fishing rod. Maybe he can catch some fish for us. I'm sure getting hungry.
Oh, that's right. So the scientist who was in the room doing experiments on our new friend may be trying to find someone to yell at them. I imagine she will be back. So we might not
she
want
comes
to...
back. She comes back quite often. You might want to skedaddle quite quickly if you don't want to see her again.
Where'd she go?
I just let her go.
She's left through that door.
Was there any other way to go? That's the only place we haven't been, isn't it?
I think that's where that's the only place we haven't looked, yeah.
Oh, are you saying we're going to have to go after her?
More in the same direction as her.
All right.
Well, I guess that depends. What river? I guess the name kind of is appropriate. Hopefully you won't turn into a puddle, but...
Oh no!
I don't think
there's
that's...
tears welling up.
I don't think that's going to happen. I think everything that has happened so far is... I think things should just wear off and return to normal. But what about you? Are you coming with us? Are you joining us? Is he another member of our band, Theodore?
I look over at River.
I mean, like, I could help out, I guess. I mean, like, my poor friends, they didn't make it. And in all fairness, I did come down here for some gold. I'd at least like to, see it's not all in vain, not all for naught. So always happy to adventure. It's the halfling way. So yeah, I'm happy to lend an hand where I can.
Well then, welcome aboard.
Thank you very much.
I try to shake your hand.
Yeah, it just, as soon as you go to grip, even do you have a firm handshake or is it like...
Yeah, it's a firm handshake.
You just squash the hand and the fingers kind of to either side. Oh, God.
Okay. Not to do that again.
Well, I think we should probably... I think it's in everyone's best interest, especially for the town of Red Tower, to end this psychopathic scientist's existence.
I think you might be right. There's more people come down here looking for gold. They're going to be in for a right surprise.
Yeah, I agree. We gotta move out. But first, I gotta get rid of these potions, guys. I'm gonna drop them. I'm gonna drop one of these potions.
Give them to Quint. I mean, not to Galen.
Who the hell's Clint?
Remember
somebody else down here too?
I have so many friends. Yes, give them to Galen. Galen has been holding our potions so far, right?
Oregon, do you need another potion of healing?
I will take another potion of healing if there's one spare. Yes, please.
All right, here you go, Oregon.
There's 2 here. Yeah.
So it's a potion of greater healing. So I'll hand that.
Thank you very much.
I still have 1 left.
And there's so there was 1 healing and 1 greater healing.
There's another standard healing as well. So who wants that?
Okay, yeah. So we got the 2 from last time, and I've given him 1. So
you have another.
I still have 1 left as well, greater.
And I think Smigs is giving you 1 right now.
Yeah, I'll hand you the standard healing then.
Okay, so I've got. Okay, cool. Yeah.
All right, healing's out. We got
I'm good.
We got a potion of some fire breath, and we got a potion of looks like some crackling thunder in there, and then a potion that's looks like it's slippy. Who wants to get slippy?
Ooh, I want that one.
Which one?
Don't forget the lube.
All right, Theodore wants the slippy lube. Here you go, buddy.
You pop the cork, it smells like a spa.
I broke Theodore.
I put it away.
All right. Yeah, you just slowly slide it into your pocket. All right, fire breath and thunder resistance. Who wants them?
I guess I can carry them, and then if we need come to a situation, we can give them out to whoever needs them.
Okay, I will.
You just carry them.
I'll hand you the thunder resistance, but I'm going to keep the fire breath.
I thought that was.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
That's not
a
a
good idea.
surprise.
Yeah. So I'll hang on to that one.
This one, I don't know, guys. This one looks pretty. I'm gonna keep this one.
You'll see me just kind of tuck it into like a little pouch.
Note to self: don't mess with snakes.
All right, and then I'll start walking towards the door.
Yeah,
Okay.
let's go.
Smig's going
Right then.
first. Who am I missing? Where is he? Oh, he's so small. He's hiding behind the door. Okay.
All right, so I assume the
did
door
have
is
all your
unlocked
equipment with
since
us,
she
didn't you?
ran through it, right? Sorry, what was that, Steve?
You did have all your equipment, didn't you, River? You've got a weapon.
He's got
Yep,
he's got
we-
all his stuff.
He's got his fishing rod.
That's all I need.
I shall follow Smigs then.
I'm still holding the note and sort of reading through it and going, "Yeah, she's crazy." Understood.
Okay. I'll enter the door cautiously. If it's unlocked, I'll go ahead and open it. Enter
Yep.
cautiously.
It's completely unlocked.
Ooh, another corridor.
It is another corridor. So it simply just goes around the corner.
Who'da
as you can
thunk?
see.
Who'da thunk?
Sorry, here you go.
All right.
Trying to get the angle on that. So yep, doorway. Boom. Boom. I've got really stretched now. It's a big map, by the way. If you like what we are playing and these maps, you can buy a big map pack of all the dungeon levels as a flat map, and it's nice. So you can see down the corridor. The corridor.
I will. I know you're not moving everyone because it's easier, so,
Yeah.
but I'll obviously just follow Smigs straight behind.
Yeah.
So he's going there. You can go there.
See. This is suspicious. This hallway is very suspicious.
Yeah, I mean, is it dark in this hallway?
No,
Apart from the
it's-
green glow at the other end.
Yes, so that's what you're seeing. If you can see this green glow, that's not an effect, that's a green glow. So as the corridor, you can see it goes down 10, 15 foot, whatever it is, and you can see there's definitely a green glow emanating from further down the corridor.
Okay. Okay, I'll continue to walk, but I am going to be stealth and checking for traps.
Okay. Do your rolls.
I'll pop a detect magic.
Okay.
Oh,
Ooh.
that's a
very
7 on stealth.
I'm gonna do some stealth too.
I rolled a 2 on the die, and
11 plus
7's my total.
18.
Okay, so Theo, you're walking perfectly fine. The stealth, you're making no noise. Smigs, you kind of just haven't got back into your own body yet. You're kind of a bit clunky, making a bit too much noise. Plus, you're walking also next to the full metal plate paladin.
My idea of stealth is to take the spear and bang on the wall 5 feet behind me as a distraction.
Yeah.
Can you keep it down, Organ? God.
Both of you talking like that is very not stealthy at all.
Yeah.
I'm trying to stealth here.
And you see me just being like, and I'm like banging in the walls. I mean, we both just look like stooges going down this corridor.
It's kind of in shock.
All right.
Okay, so you kind of get to the corner area. As you get closer to the corner in the corridor, you see more and more glow and radiant, and it starts to get a funny smell. It smells very acidic. There's an acrid smell.
Anything with detect magic.
So sorry again.
I popped to detect magic before we entered the corridor. Anything with that as we're moving down?
No, but as you're kind of in the middle of the party, you can see the various items that people are wearing. Yeah. They're tinging magical. And weirdly, every now and then you kind of catch a glimpse, or when you do, you catch a glimpse of your hand, your arm, and you go, and you'll realise that you are also radiating magic. And then it's like it's not like a ring or anything. It's like your whole body. You take a moment and just kind of take it all in. Your whole body seems to be radiating with magic from within.
I think when he notices that, when he notices that, there's like a pause that he's like, oh, but then like he won't say anything, and he will just like he'd probably stick close to like Theo because Theo was like the one who shot the restraint off, so he thinks Theo's a hero. Yeah. So like he's going to stay close to him and the other magic caster, the arcane spell slinger.
He soon will learn that he does not want to stand near Theo.
Yeah. It's unfortunate.
Click.
Well, you're checking for traps, so.
Yeah. Not going well.
Right. As you...
the spooky music got me. I was like, what is that?
So, Smigs, as you go around the corner...
It doesn't look healthy.
Oops. There we go. Is that okay? Can you see that okay?
Yeah.
So, let me read out this description for you because there is a reason for what's there. So there's an acrid stinging sensation in your nostrils and mouth alerts you that the air ahead is laced with corrosive fumes. There are 2 stone vats. I need more bookmarks. So these are the vats here, this kind of square and this rectangle, okay?
Okay.
These are ladders going up to the vats, and these are something like 7 foot tall. The 2 stone vats, it says in the description, each about 7 foot tall, flank the corridor. There are rusted ladders are attached to the sides, although the bolts holding them together appear badly corroded. A noxious green vicious fluid seeps out of one of the tanks and covers much of the floor. As you can see, there's a breach here, and it's kind of spilling out. There is a wooden desk pushed against the wall that it tilts a bit oddly. Its front legs, which are in the goop on the floor, are noticeably shorter than the legs closer to the wall. A chair that once sat in front of the desk lies in pieces on the floor.
Okay, not good. Okay, and this is I'm sorry, it's just a gas, like a thick fog, or it actually is like a goo?
It's not a gas. So this is liquid, which is
it's liquid.
spilled out of these tanks. It's on the floor, and it's just the smell of this liquid.
Okay, I'll turn around to the group.
Hey, this doesn't look good. There's gas. It looks like there's poison goo all over the floor, and I really can't absorb that up anymore. So sorry.
If you think it's poison, my heritage, I come from a green dragon. I've got a little bit of resilience to poison. I could go forage if you'd like.
There we go. Let's send him in.
All right. Are we trying to do this quietly, or she knows that we know she's gone this way, or are we just strolling on in?
We know she's gone this way, but I would rather not awaken everybody else who's in here. So maybe let's be quiet a little bit longer.
Right.
Is there still liquid coming out of the vat on the right, or?
Most of it is kind of gone. It's a break here, so it's a 7 foot wall, the way I picture it is the top half is kind of broken away. It's just crumbled. So there's still half a tank, mostly on the right-hand side. On the left-hand side, you'd have to climb up the ladder to have a look inside. But I'm going to say that's full.
So it's not just pouring out. Like whatever's come out has already come out.
Yeah, this is kind of dripped out for over a long period of time, and the erosion has eaten this. I can't remember if it was metal or stone. I think it was stone.
Can I check how like sturdy it is? Like how does it look like it could break with like an impact or something like that?
Yeah, where do you want to go?
By myself. Oh, this is how I set something off.
I'll go forward, Mr. Theo. I don't mind. I'll go forward.
Okay. Just a little bit further. I'm gonna check that hole that's in there. Yeah.
Okay. So you're both going to go and have a look at the hole, yeah?
Yeah. I guess.
Yeah,
so.
I'll stealth my way over and then with bare feet start tiptoeing onto what we think is poison.
Okay.
It's probably not poison. Watch.
Acid.
Anyone else want to do something?
Yeah.
I want to go up to the ladder.
Okay. Which one? Left one or the right one?
The right one.
Okay.
And I want to check the I want to check the bolts to see how corroded they are, whether they're corroded enough that I think I could be able to pull the ladder off, because then we would have a 7-foot ladder, which we could lay on the floor and cross the puddle.
Nice.
The I was just reading Maverick's comment. Is River a red shirt?
Oh no.
We got 45 minutes to find out. So Oregon, you look at the ladder, and you know when metal is completely rusted.
Yes.
And then you've got like the rust eats the metal away, so you get holes in metal. So you can see that both ladders are completely coated in rust. And on close inspection, if you like, some of these rungs are barely hanging on. If you were to put any weight on this, you could probably pull one out. Some of it is very so. Some of the nuts and bolts are very brittle. Others are still good. It's metal in. I'm going to call it like a stone wall, a stone vat.
Yeah, I was hoping that the nuts had corroded worse than the ladder, so that I could hit the head of the nut, breaking it off, and then the ladder would come away from the stone. Because I'm assuming the ladder's bolted to the face of the stone rather than it being embedded in the stone.
Yeah.
And do you want me to roll something, Dave, to check that sort of hole, the stability of where the vat is broken?
Yeah, we'll get to that in a second. Just find out what Galen and Smigs want to do.
I'm just sticking back, like next to Smigs right now.
So
I'll move up to
Smigs-
right next to Smigs, and
they're just watching the show.
Watching carefully.
Yeah, I mean, I'll move up a little bit, but I don't want to be like side by side with Oregon or anything. I'll move up a little bit, and then I'll just pull up like a scarf I've kind of got down. I'll just kind of pull it up over my face.
Yeah.
So
it's already part of your character art as well, so that's fine. Makes sense.
Yeah, there you go.
Are these vats made out of like the stone? Are they stone or is it
Stone?
I'm saying it's stone.
Okay.
Anybody else want to do anything before we find out what happens?
No, that's I'll wait.
No.
Yes, I'm just like, you know that thing where you put your foot forwards to test something, but you're not putting your full weight on it. It's just like you would at the sea, just gently splashing his toes into whatever this liquid is.
Yeah. So River is almost at home in this stuff. Oregon, Galen, Smigs, can you roll perceptions check for me? See, well, rather Randy's going, what's going on?
It's 17.
17.
Pass. Smigs.
23.
Galen, pass. Well done. Okay, so while Oregon, you kind of see this first, but as everyone is behind River and Theo, you see Oregon looking at the ladder, and he's kind of inspecting the metal, and he's got corroded, and he puts his hand on it, maybe pulls off a piece, whatever he wants to do, he's doing. And it's just at the corner of his eye, he's noticed something a little bit strange ahead of him. And Galing and Smigs, you kind of notice this as well as you're kind of start to approach. You're looking at the vats and the stone, and then again, there's that kind of, you do like a double take in your mind, and then you realise that both River and Theo stopped walking forward. And in fact, when you see Theo, you notice that his cloak is moving. And it's not moving in a breeze. It's moving as if he's underwater. And then slowly you realise his feet are now floating off the floor. Now what has actually happened is both River and Theo have just walking into a highly invisible gelatinous cube.
Before that happens though, I do have eye for detail. Like I would have noticed a hidden, like I at least get like a bonus action to perception check spotted hidden creatures or whatever.
So yes, I'll let you roll it. I'm going to say it won't matter so much.
Happens, yeah.
Because
I just that's funny.
What happens is this is called thank you, Cobalt Press. This is called a dire gelatinous cube.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh.
Wow.
Oh, great.
This thing, and I'll quickly, let me switch
Cobalt
cameras.
Press, what are you doing?
Yeah.
I'll quickly bring up a picture. Let's see if we can get the.
Oh no.
I bet you the art is
It's such
amazing.
Yeah, it's such a cool name as well, like dire gelatinous cube. It's just like extra dread.
Yeah.
So this is a dire gelatinous cube, and basically it's completely invisible. You just walk into it, and it's there. It has nothing. It has no presence at all. And you are both now engulfed. However, River, this thing didn't phase you at all. You just kind of walked through. You barely noticed it. You were kicking like the puddles with your bare foot, and you went blub, and you just kept on walking, blub, and came out the other side.
Oh,
So on the
I
other
probably
side.
turn around.
You turn around, and Theo is like floating around. However, Theo, what you can do is a strength check to get out.
Can I though? Let's find out.
Let's find out.
All right. Strength check. That's gonna be a 14.
That is just what you needed. So if you wish, you can do something. So whatever you wish you want to do, which is maybe you can like put a hand out, grab hold of the ladder, do something. Because you're starting to float, and once you lose float, you're in zero gravity, and you have no purchase.
I'm gonna put my hand back towards my other friends because I like River, but River's not gonna be able to pull me out of a gelatinous cube. So I like push my hand out, and I have like one hand like gripping the stone on the floor, trying to like hold on for dear life, and you see, that's what's happening.
I think at that I'd be like, "Oh my God, Mr. Theo, no!" And he'll just run back into the gelatinous cube, not knowing it's there, and try and push. He's like, "Oh, you don't know what's happening, but I'll help!" And I'll just try and push him from the other side.
Okay, River, do a strength check.
Yeah, strength's not really a good stat for a sorcerer.
Yep.
Oh, that's an 11 minus 2. That's a 9.
-2.
I had a -1. I thought I was at.
You get in there like blum, blum, blum.
And
then
the gut punch was that you only needed 10.
yeah.
I think when he goes to push, like the hands just like kind of go back because they're jelly and just kind of like.
Yeah, you're just he's just now pulling you out really. Then you kind of pushing him out. But while you're in there, you realise, River, you can breathe. So you have that advantage.
I don't know what's going on.
We're gonna start with Theo, and we'll go around clockwise that way. So Theo, you've done your strength check, and you're trying to pull yourself out. Mm-hmm. You'll get out the next round, but you can see like through a shimmering wall, like the heat kind of shimmer, of everyone else staring and looking at you, and just like they're just taking that moment, like what?
And I can't breathe, right?
You cannot breathe. But you also feel all over any part of you that's bare skin, your face, your hands, you feel that tingling sensation. It's very gentle at the moment, but you do know that you realise exactly where you are, a really bad place to be, and these things are acid. Right now there's a gentle exfoliation going on. If you stay any longer, it's going to be melting skin.
My hand is like waving like crazy.
Mine too.
Wobbling. Okay. So round the table, where are we? Smigs, you're up.
Okay. Let's see. Okay, so he's still trying to crawl out of it, correct?
Yep. He's trying to get purchase with his hands. He's kind of moving across. You see River in there as well. This thing, it's not green like the picture is. This thing is clear.
Yeah,
okay,
like
now
we can't see it. So
yeah,
I'm gonna try to do kind of more of a tactical move. So I will, from my distance, I'm gonna reach behind me into like a little pack that I carry.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna pull out 50 feet of rope.
Nice, good move.
And I'll just start swinging it over my head, and I'll yell out, "Grab on!" And I'll throw it towards him and try to get it as close to him as I possibly can. And I'll just hold it and kind of brace.
That's what I hear.
Okay, so you swing it, it goes in. Theo, let's just quickly do a dexterity check for you.
All right.
See if you can grab hold of this thing.
Yeah. At least it's clear. Oh, that was a nat 20.
Well done. You grab with both hands. A good grip.
Smigs is amazing.
And with Smigs' massive strength.
Okay. Wow, I wasn't expecting that. Good job.
Okay.
Sorry, this die, what's special about it is it's in Japanese.
Oh, nice.
That's
like
cool.
It's got like Japanese numbers. But they're in kanji.
Very cool.
So I have to remember, oh yeah, that's a 20. So it took me like, it rolled and I was like, oh.
You got.
That's a 20, but is it?
Are you sure?
It's either like completely awesome, which it is, or like you can be like, yeah, it's definitely a 20, and the rest of us who don't understand kanji are like, yeah, cool.
It's a 1.
Yeah.
It's the special cliff. Look.
Love it.
Character.
That's awesome.
Right, so you've got hold of the rope. You're perfectly fine. River, over to you.
Oh.
Yeah, I think that he like obviously has no real clue. I mean, do I feel any resistance going through it, or am I like just confused as to why like he's stuck floating?
You are just like you would be if you was in a swimming pool. Like you go, you put your head under. You are just. You can move, but it's not graceful in any way. And you're mostly holding on to him, really.
I think realizing that like my arms just squish into him and don't really push him anywhere, but like I'll back up and come back out until I feel myself like come back out the other side, and then I'll be like, well, I don't know what that is. And I think because I haven't seen anything with detect magic, I will just back all the way up to what I think is a desk or a bit over by the wall, and then I will launch a firebolt at it.
Okay, go for it.
That is it's good. So 19 plus. Where is it? 5. That's a 24 to hit.
Definitely hits. This thing is so big, the armor class is 6.
Oh, okay.
It's going to be really hard to miss it.
No, because if it's an armor class is 6, it's got a lot of HP and it does a lot of damage probably. The Cobalt Press.
Yeah, that is going to be 6 points of fire damage.
Okay. This thing is fine. You see it erupt, the flames flicker. And
does it like
does it like light it up?
Yeah.
So you see the ripples everywhere. Theo, you just feel like a wave of warmth. Doesn't hurt. It's just, and you can see the light. If you keep your eyes open, the light is flicking around you.
And I think with that, I was like, oh, that can't be good. I think we got a problem here, boys.
Galen, what would you like to do?
Is like when Brevis steps back out into is that like the fluid on the ground? Is that does it seem to do anything? Like, does it bubble around his feet or anything like that?
No.
Okay. I'm going to. Oregon? What was Oregon doing with that ladder?
What was Oregon doing?
I was trying to pull it off the wall, and I was going to use that to cross the green stuff on the floor.
Yeah.
Nice
But
plan.
it's basically corroded to aero-like material, so it's just crumbling away in my hands as I'm pulling it off.
By the way, I liked Smig's idea because it was very reactionary. It's like, what do I do? I'm going to throw some rope in there. So, Smigs, I'm going to give you an inspiration point.
Nice. I'll take.
Did any of the rope hit the green fluid?
No, it's all gone into the cube.
Okay. Where the actual cube hits the ground, does the liquid seem to move into the cube, or does it just like literally stay up against it, like it's just?
It's just blended on the floor.
Okay. So it's basically just floating over the top of some of it.
Yes.
Right. Okay. I move up behind Oregon.
Yep.
And I cast Mend on the ladder.
Ooh. Nice. Okay.
And if I can, I'll say, can we get around it through the vat to Oregon? And then I'm going to step back around the corner.
Okay. Oregon, you can reply if you wish.
Yes, but there is liquid inside the tank.
Yeah, is it dangerous?
I don't know. Probably not as dangerous as a gelatinous cube, though.
But yeah, I step back around the corner.
Right. My go. You see, so two things happen. One, you see a little kind of pseudopod form out on this side, towards Oregon. It kind of extends itself out and goes to attack. It's attacking. Oh, a natural 1. It attacks nothing. It slams into the wall, missing. Can't do actually any damage on that at all. But the second thing that happens is Smigs, suddenly it's like you can hear thoughts in its head. If you remember when you first drank the potion and you merged with what was in that room, it's like that again. It's not thoughts or feelings, it was pictures and stuff that was coming into your head. Suddenly you get assailed with so many bits and pieces, and it feels, whatever it is hunger and hatred, or a mix of the two. It doesn't do well, but this one actually does you damage. You scream in pain as you grab your head. You take 20... do an intelligence saving throw.
Okay.
Everyone's
Intelligence-
eyes
You
just
made
like
that
2 sizes
one.
larger. Where 20 came out with damage.
Yeah. Let's get a save here.
An intelligence saving throw.
Oh. An intelligence saving throw?
Intelligence saving throw.
That's a 3.
Okay. Smigs goes down to his knees, grabbing his head in pain. You take 22 points of psychic damage.
Okay.
Next up is Oregon.
So no one's holding this rope that I have.
Yeah. Smigs lets go of the rope.
Okay.
It doesn't go anywhere. It just drops to the floor.
I will equip my spear, look at the gelatinous cube, and from nowhere a breeze blows and ruffles my hair slightly. I look down at the rope, I pick it up, pulling it tightly as I charge bravely towards the gelatinous cube with my spear held thusly. I'll run towards, in the general direction of Theo, hoping to stab the gelatinous cube just below where he is currently trapped.
Please roll a 1.
Terrified.
That's an 18, so that is a 21 to hit. I will do 9 points of damage, and I will also pump by burning up a no, I won't. No, because I've got something else planned. I'll do 9 points of damage.
Okay.
And then I will call upon the power of my gods, and knowing that I have held onto this rope quite tightly, so there's about 10 foot of it, 10 foot of slack between me and Theo, I will misty step 30 feet behind the gelatinous cube, and because I'm holding the rope, and Theo has the other end, he gets sucked along with me, pulling him cleanly through the gelatinous cube.
Oh, nice.
Nice. Oh, now look who's after the inspiration point there. He's been thinking about that one. Nice. Okay. So yes, you do indeed pull Theo out.
I think with that, like watching that move, like as a spellcaster, River kind of just looked. It was like, that was bloody brilliant. That was.
Because it was Theo's go next, and he would have taken damage because he would need to breathe.
Yeah.
So you say, and Theo, as you get pulled out, you're like,
Oh, thanks.
Welcome, Theo.
Yeah. And it's my turn?
it is now your turn.
Okay. You see a determination in his eye that you have not seen in a long time. He's very angry. He's gonna stab the cube. It's not gonna do anything, but for him,
It's the last time he thought about gold.
that's fair. That's fair. I'm gonna try to stab this cube. Let's go.
And Oregon, you did get that inspiration point. Well done.
Thank you very much.
All right. Oh, that's 9. You 9 plus 5. That's 14.
14 to hit or damage?
For to hit, and then
Yep, that hits. It's only got
Yep.
an armor class of 6.
right. D8. I feel like I haven't done a lot of damage this round. I'm not gonna do a lot of damage this round. That's 5.
5 damage.
Mark,
That's good. Every
yeah.
little helps.
Does it though?
It depends.
It's definitely
wait and
slashing
see.
damage, right? Like
That's
it's
okay.
fine.
I mean, you're doing this slashing damage, and it's a jelly cube. You've sliced it. It opens up, and then you slowly see that different tendrils knit itself back together. But you are doing damage.
He goes, "All right, let's try this again," and he gets into a pose to do it again. that's the end of my turn.
That's it, Mr. Theo.
Oh, I have a
He's cheering
fan.
you on. It's like
Kind of pats
Samwise.
Oregon on on the armor. Yeah, he pats like Oregon on the armor. He's like, he's a bloody hero. He is. Look at him go.
Smig.
That's so awesome. Theodore's got a Samwise. So good.
Smigs, over to you.
Okay, so I guess I'm like down on my knees on the ground, like like screaming in pain.
Yeah.
And I'll stand up and like kind of shake my head a couple times. And at this point I'll realize that like Theodore's been pulled from the cube and it looks clear. So I will I'm gonna go ahead and pop the fire breath potion.
Ooh, go for it.
So I'm gonna pull it out and just down it, and all of a sudden it just looks like my gut just sort of like expands out, and I burp, and like this like puff of smoke comes out, and I get I went ahead and looked it up already. So
yeah.
I want to be perfectly at 30 feet from it because it's got a 30-foot range.
Okay.
Which I think I'm probably pretty close to
that. So 5, 10, 15, 20.
Okay, I'm gonna back up a little bit. So I'm perfectly 30 feet from it.
That's 30, yep.
And you can go ahead and make your DC 13 Dex save, because you'll get half damage if you.
Well, I don't think there's any point. I got a 12, but I get a -4.
Okay, all right.
So there's an 8.
All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and attack.
Has dexterity of 3.
Nice. The effect ends after you exhale. Okay, so I get 3 of these. I can exhale 3 of these. Ooh. And apparently lasts for an hour, so I can do this in my choosing.
Yeah.
All right. So 6, 7, 9 points of fire damage.
Okay. Fantastic. You rush, and Galen, you just see this flamethrower come past you because you're in the corridor. Okay. River.
Yeah. So I think what he would do at this point is he sees that everyone's like got clear of it, and he's like really impressed with everyone's feats of magic at this point. He's like, all right, time to pull out the big guns. And he like lifts his like fishing rod above his head, and basically like goes to like cast a line, but he watches it sort of like his body. For those of you who are close watchers, like these scales that are really faint before, these like light green scales all over his skin start to like pulse and become more clear and very more dragon-like. And these green emerald eyes with these gold rings around the outside of them kind of like pulse, and you watch as this fire magic channels up what would be the line of the fishing rod, creating this whole tether, and he casts out a scorching ray towards it.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
I need to mark that one up. It's second level. That is going to be. I think I need to roll for it. Yeah, so it's 3 rays of. You create 3 rays of fire and hurl them at targets within range. So all 3 towards the Gelatinous cube. So yeah, it's an attack roll for each one.
Do it.
The first one is a 9 plus 5. Yes, that's going to be a 14.
Yep.
Second one is 15.
Yep.
And the last one is a 13.
All hits.
Yay. 2d6 for each one.
Oh.
That's a 3 on the first one.
3.
That is an 8 on the second. And a 4 on the third. And yeah, as like the line casts out, what would be the hook splits into 3 and just strike against the side of the gelatinous cube, like boop, boop, boop.
Nice. That did some serious damage. You start to see this thing is supposed to be like water clear, clean water clear, but you started to mar it up now. This thing it's starting to lose its I don't know what you'd call it. translucentness.
Viscosity.
Yes, it's starting to kind of
Transparency.
cloud up now, so you can start to kind of see it. It's now turning more green, as you can see in the artwork.
It's like, I ain't got much more of those in me, but well, we best deal with this quickly. We best.
Galen.
I stand there, and you see blue lightning start to crackle all around me, and I just start making a sign, making circles, and I just yell out, "Swiss cheese!" And all of a sudden, this cloud of daggers starts swirling inside the gelatinous cube,
Nice.
Oh,
shredding it from the inside.
Great choice of spell.
yeah.
That is, holy shit, 13 damage on the first turn it takes,
Nice.
and it remains.
Awesome. Put the
Okay.
blender in the gelatinous cube.
Yeah. You can see it. It's just swirling up. It's being churned up on the inside. You can see the kind of the size of the cube that it was. It's like where the corners are. The bits in between are starting to kind of sag, as if everything is like everything on the inside is getting smaller. So this cube is starting to be like a bendy cube. Okay. Oh, it's my go.
Excellent.
Where are we? There.
Yep.
It didn't like that, so it's going to move. 1,
Not good.
2, and then 3.
Oh, so it's got 15 foot movement.
Yeah. This is a dire cube. This thing can move.
It's
15 foot speed movement, and it's going to try to engulf you, Galen. You've got to make a dexterity saving throw. You've just got to beat 14.
19.
Well done. So you managed to get out of the way. Now you have a choice. Well, actually, you don't. You get pushed back 5. I was going to say to the side, but there is no sides because it's a corridor. So you get pushed back another 5 feet. So all it does is manages to just not engulf you, and you kind of take a couple of steps back. If you, oh dear me.
Does it take damage from your spell because it's moved out of the area?
I would have taken it on its turn, so.
Yeah, it took it there and then. The Oregon.
Okay, so this cloud of daggers is actually between...
No, it's still in it. It's actually still in it.
We'll say it's still inside it.
Okay, fair enough then. Alright, so seeing that it's moved away from me, I will again level my spear and charge it, seeing as that worked so successfully last time. That is a 16 to hit, which is a hit. And this
Definitely
time,
hits.
because I don't have to use my bonus action to do Misty Step, say Theo, I'm going to dump Divine Smite into it and do an extra 2d8 radiant damage.
Nice.
Nice.
So that's 6 points of damage plus another 8. So that's 14 in total. So I shall level my spear, and you'll see the tip glows with a holy light. I charge forward to 20 feet, shove it straight into the backside of the gelatinous cube, and the light erupts, creating this sort of X-ray effect inside the glowing green.
It's like a strobe effect going off, like like a glitter ball, but in reverse. It's like
In reverse, yeah. So
Yeah.
You know, it highlights all the skeletons and bits and pieces that are in the gelatinous cube.
How do you want to finish it?
As the light erupts, it loses all cohesion and just collapses in itself, which of course means it goes into the spinning blades and ends up being churned up and just splattered all over the corridor, and there's bits of goo and everything dripping from the walls and ceiling.
Nice. And you have
That's
defeated
very cool.
a dire gelatinous cube.
That was good.
Well done,
That's
everyone.
awesome.
That was
First time
good
we've
fun, too.
ever defeated one of those.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's the first time I've ever heard of a dire gelatinous.
This is why I love this book, because it's like, what is a dire gelatinous cube? And you look at it and you go, I've got to play this. I played Mad Mage a couple of years ago when Mad Mage first came out, and there's a corridor which has a gelatinous cube, and I just chased my players forever. They couldn't kill it, so I just kept chasing them down the corridors. It was great.
We've had a conversation about one of the other oozes in that book, and I thought it was that one because of the tanks.
Yes.
Yeah. And I won't say what it is because I don't know if you're going to pull it out in this adventure or not. But we've got to talk about it when we're done because that ooze is awesome.
I think gelatinous cubes are like such a classic monster, and like for me, like that was really awesome. Like fighting something like that, it's this classic beast and monster from the monster manuals that have been from like 1E onwards. But also dire gelatinous cube. I mean, just putting a dire it's so much more cooler.
Like the way you described it to start that combat was really cool too. Like the idea of just like walking into something and then being like.
The idea is you cannot see it. It's just you're looking at everything else anyway.
Yeah.
And it's just
special
not
traits.
There. Yeah, it's just
special
not
traits.
there.
Even when the cube is in plain sight, it is invisible to every creature that hasn't spotted it.
It is a nice thing. So it's not, you don't always look for traps. Sometimes you have to look for crystal clear gelatinous cubes, which look like air. Yeah, that's cool.
I stopped concentrating on the cloud of daggers too.
That's fine. Fades away. Right.
I think with like the expenditure of like the magic that River's just done as well, he just kind of like he starts to like as the green scales kind of like come back down again. He's like, "Oh, I don't feel so good, guys. I'm feeling a little bit funny actually." That's worried.
Yeah. I look over at Oregon. Maybe we should get River back towards the exit so that they can.
You could take him back to Red Tower.
Maybe we should take this moment to rest and
we could take him back to Red Tower and rest and recuperate. Come back.
We are not done. No. There's far too much in here. And I look over at Smigs, who was probably picking up all the stuff that the gelatinous cube had like dropped on the floor earlier.
Yeah.
And I go, that's fair. But yes, let's return our friend back to Red Tower.
I think, and as soon as he's like, yeah, I wouldn't mind that. And as you look at him, like his face is starting to like sag, and like his like cheekbones are like falling over his mutton chops, and like he goes to take a step, and that like undulating has stopped, and like the leg just gives way. He's like, oh no, Theo.
Oh, yeah. And then
just liquefies, just looks at you, says Theo wantingly, and just there's a puddle on the floor.
He turns towards it and
a riverine name. A riverine.
Well, I guess that's it. We take what he has and let's continue. Fishing rod's mine.
Yeah, the fishing rod's still there.
Yeah. Oh man. Okay. Oh, that's sad.
We shall remember.
Really sad.
That's our first death.
That is our first death. Oh no.
I mean, did he just turn into goo, or is he like
he liquefied? He would turn into water, a puddle on the ground.
He has literally turned into water in front of you, and he couldn't hold himself together anymore, and he is just splashed onto the floor.
So he's a gunner.
Like the senator in the first X-Men.
Yes,
yeah.
Exactly that.
Yeah,
that is what I had
exactly
in my head. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Well, I'm gonna walk over and pick up the fishing rod.
Something nice that we'll drink in his honor, but it just sounds like I'm taking the mick.
You wouldn't mind?
You hear a voice from nowhere.
I don't know about you guys, but I have a craving for bacon.
I would like revenge on whatever this
Agreed.
scientist woman is doing.
Yeah.
It needs to be stopped. before she puts anyone else through this voluntary experiment.
You can
I
see-
agree. We gotta catch her. We've gotta honor
So can we move
river
through
spirit.
the steps and see what's down the steps?
So if you were to go down the steps, you can see that it goes down some steps and then back up some steps. That takes you to the door you was in previously. Okay, so you've been through this bit. This whole dungeon, you cleared it out. You've done it. Well done. There is a corridor here, which takes you into the next part, and we're gonna leave it here, obviously.
Yeah.
But what you hear and what you see, so you know, like when you were coming down this corridor, you saw a green glow.
Yeah.
So down this corridor, between these two steps of stairs, there is a corridor with an opening, but to the right is a stairway going up, and from that room there is a pink glow just in the air, and it's moving like a light. And everybody roll perception check. Whoever gets the highest.
I'm not going to. I'm sort of staying back where River disappeared.
Is?
And, yeah. Is
12.
21.
21. Smigs, what did you get?
I have 17.
Okay, Galen.
That's what I rolled.
You see this pink glow emanating from this corridor further down, and you're sure you can hear the crackling of energy, maybe electricity, maybe lightning. There's a crackling there, and it goes over and over and over and over again. And we'll find out what it is.
Wait, before we go,
Before
we go, as everyone sort of is walking over there trying to see what that is, Theo kneels down and like doesn't even care about his fancy clothes that he usually wears.
Aww.
And he touches the goo that's there and he goes, "We'll make sure they pay." And that's it. That's all he wanted to say. But
Nicely done. Well done.
that was someone who like was rooting for him, you know?
Yeah.
Like he doesn't have that very often. So
Yeah.
It was really sweet.
Well done. And we'll find out what's down the corridor next week. And we're into another part of the dungeon. It's not another level, it's the same level, but it's just another part of the dungeon. So well done for getting this far. You made it up to 4th level.
wow, that was good. That was fun.
Thank you, Dave. That was
a
awesome.
good session.
Yeah,
That was fun.
that was really, really fun.
Cool. It was a very touching moment at the end. Everyone's a bit quiet. Everyone's like, "Aw."
I mean, yeah. We were all like, "Let's take him." Oh.
Don't mourn him. He's dead. He's gone. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Cool.
Smigs has already looted his stuff.
We would have it no other way.
I'm super happy about the new fishing pole. I mean,
it was pretty awesome.
All about the upcycling.
But
Yeah.
There's no actual reel on it or fishing wire. That was all arcane. The rod itself, though, is standard.
nice.
It's just the way that Theodore is kind of like taking a moment to say goodbye and feel that kind of revenge. And Smig's is like, "That's mine. This is mine. This is mine."
oh, like
so fishing nuts.
if River hadn't been like such a surprise to Theodore, I think he probably would have done the same thing. For like, but
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Smigs has no connection at this point.
Mick was a gelatinous cube at the moment, so you know it makes sense.
Yeah. Well, Theo tried to save River. There was just like as soon as like he made the shot, that was like for him. He was like, "That's what an adventure is. That's what we wanted to be when we came down here."
Yeah.
Yeah,
That was great.
no, syringe woman gets a fight.
Go get her, Theo.
Yeah.
She's
Yeah.
getting taken down.
That's right.
Okay. Thank you everybody for joining us. Thank you to Ian for joining us as our special guest player this time.
Yeah, great job.
Very, very good job. We'll be. I'll just spoil it. We're going to be seeing Ian again, hopefully fairly soon, because we were talking about miniature painting, and we have a miniature painting show, and it's just kind of connects. But who knows? Maybe we'll see Ian again soon in a different campaign, a different story. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, we've got. The story continues. I really want to tell you what's coming next. But no, the story will continue next week. So join us again next Friday for more. And until that time, stay safe. We'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.
See ya.